So hopefully, people should be able to hear us now. I will just mute this just in case. Can you hear us? Oh, yes.
Awesome. Hello.
Hello, welcome to the 10-year anniversary stream. Can you believe it?
10 years.
As you probably know if you're watching this, I'm Phil.
And I'm Vicky.
And it is 9 o'clock on a Friday night in sunny old UK, and we're ready to get started.
We are indeed.
And it's good to see you in the chat as well. Yeah, this is... the controller is not... It's because you press the button in the middle.
No, I did, because the other buttons weren't working.
Okay, so... Oh, I know what it is.
Technical issues. Sorry, bear with us.
Do it now. No, that one is so...
Oh. I've got the controller, so sorry guys.
Vicky is starting us off this evening.
I am.
What we're going to be doing, basically...
Should we do it in French?
I mean, we've played this game so many times. We would probably be able to know what they're saying anyway.
Banjo sister has been stolen.
It's not...
Oui.
It's not,
it's not English with a French accent.
No.
That's so disappointing. What, number one? Game one?
I mean, just an empty game, really. We're just going to start at the beginning. You've got all three to choose from.
I like this one. Uh-huh. Yeah.
I think that's one of the few things they didn't change when they put... Obviously, we're playing the N64 version, because it's the best version.
Best version.
But it's one of the things I don't think they could change when they put it to Xbox, because he's still playing a Game Boy. It's just...
Yeah.
Everything else Nintendo gets scrubbed from the game, but that they don't think they can change unless he's just holding a smartphone, maybe.
I suppose it's very specific sort of animation, isn't it? So it'd take a lot of work. I suppose it could just like wipe the buttons. I don't know how it works. So, but they obviously couldn't be bothered. Well, they obviously didn't think it was. It was only the introductory bit, so it wasn't a big deal. But I like the fact that it's saved.
Yeah.
As you can tell, I chose it.
Yes, very true. And this is...
Grunty doing her thing.
Yeah.
What a sexy beast.
I think that was a line in the very original cut of the pilot.
Oh my goodness. Of course, since then we have put out a new one.
We did a redub, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the original... undubbed. You can tell we did it off the microphone on our computer.
We've got a comment in chat. It's cool how you get language options because the US version is just English.
Oh.
Which is strange because obviously there's, they speak quite a lot of like Latin American languages in the USA.
And I don't want to come across as being stupid or something, but I'm guessing they sell the American version in Canada as well, and Canada has lots of different areas
I
as well.
assume it's the same region. And also asking how we doing. Yeah, we're doing alright.
We're doing alright, thank you for asking. How are you doing?
We're hyped. This is Vicky's first ever stream.
My first ever stream!
So it's
very exciting.
I've also had to be very clear, this is live.
And behave. I've been told to behave.
I can't cut stuff out.
Because
we're not that established that we've got like a stream deck or whatever. Like very quickly hit a bleep.
So yes, I am on my best behaviour. This is a lot of fun. And I'm playing an awesome game.
Yeah, no, I can't remember that. I think the last time I played Banjo Kazooie was just to do the footage for Big Nostalgia.
It's definitely been longer for me.
Yeah. But then, because we did, obviously, the abridged on it, I know where everything is now, kind of like the back of my hand. Which is weird, because it's not as if we went into much detail in the levels. But I think it's because I was just in the game so much.
Well, it's like a good book or a good film. It's such an easy one just to pick up and play. But of course, there's certain levels that you look forward to. There's certain levels that you think, oh God, I've reached this. But the general gameplay of it is so comforting. It's such a a good game to play.
Although this gives me throwbacks to the pilot. I mean, we're gonna. Well, I've written down on a sheet all the videos we've made over the last 10 years. We're going to be gradually working our way through the years throughout the course of the evening, probably stopping and saying, "What was that?"
When did we do this?
Considering we've already done that, at least we did that whilst we were preparing to start.
When Phil was going through the list, I was like, "Did we?" And he was like showing me on YouTube, and I was like, "Oh yeah," because these one-offs and stuff like that over the years. We've done quite a few, to be fair.
Yeah, well, to be honest, it's like one of my friends messaged me about because those who follow us on the Twitter and everything will know that I also do a podcast. Yeah. He texted me about an opinion I had in the podcast 2 weeks ago, and I was just like, did I say that? Sometimes, and I've heard other creators say it, is when you're recording it yourself, you don't really remember because you're in the moment, just especially stuff like this, which is off the cuff. You don't really remember, and then other people will come up, be like, this opinion you had, and you're like, did I say that? Is that how it goes?
Press.
So
I'm going to press B, guys. I'm going to skip the tutorial.
But go get all the...
Oh yeah, I'll go get all the bits.
Yeah. We got a question in the chat. Since finishing doing Banjo Kazooie videos, I think it's X.
Yeah.
We've got an Xbox controller match on our very real, legit N64.
Don't tell Nintendo.
Anyway, question in the chat is: do we ever use our Banjo voices to talk to each other since Banjo is finished?
No, but we should.
I think occasionally.
Occasionally, if the moment.
The most prominent one is that you'll go like wah.
Yeah, I've got to admit, I pull out a grunty wow whenever I can. That's always a bit of fun.
I mean, when I do it, it just sounds like Wario or Waluigi.
Everyone loves a grunty laugh.
But aside from that, obviously, Banjo Kazooie were just our main voices, so I guess in that respect...
We do use them every day. How do I do it? There you go. Cool. Sorry, I'm just getting my head around this. The controller, that is. Yeah, so... Banjo and Kazooie every day, but yeah, go love a grunty. Sometimes the occasion just calls for a at the end of a phone call or something, just to keep things interesting. Really important work phone call. I'll see you on Monday.
You're getting complimented on your grunty voice.
Oh, awesome! Thank you.
Actually, to be fair, we're going to mostly go through this in chronological order, but since we're on the grunty voice. There is a laugh at the end of one of the Banjo Tooie episodes where it's just Grunty scheming something, and you had to do an extended laugh. And honestly, it is really, really good because it's the longer laugh that Grunty does in this. You did that perfectly, and I was like, this is amazing.
It's the most fun. Grunty, I've got to admit, is one of my favourite voices to do. It's so easy to step into. Tootie is a bit more of an airhead, so you just have to add a lot of ums and ohs and
ums and ohs
and bugger. But Grunty is it's just deepening your voice and having a bit of fun with it, and of course her and her rhymes and stuff, and her drugs. Yeah, lovely.
I'm not sure where you're going with that.
No, I'm not sure either. But she's just a fun person to have voiceover with. I'm just trying to kill this cabbage.
Are you having a right with the controller mapping? Because I kind of tried to do it as closely to an N64 one as I could.
I know. I
think we're just used to modern controllers now.
Yeah. Once I get my head around it, I think it'll be fine. It's just getting back into the swing of things. And trying to get silly old honeycomb!
Which is why you're on the tutorial level.
Yeah, exactly. No, Bottles, I don't need tutorials. Fall into order for the 5th time. Bugger! No, bugger!
Okay, you've got the main bit. There will be more extra lives.
No, it's the principal. No, I won't move on. It will get boring. Go on, Vicky. Ah! Cabbage!
Otherwise, it'll be like a 3-hour stream. Or like
I've just still in the hub. Well, still in Sparkle Mountain.
Vicky, I thought we were going to play past the controller. No, I need to get this.
I need to get this. We don't want to make it boring.
And one of the things, I'm not sure, have you ever seen that people used to think that these were potatoes?
Yes.
You're doing the wrong move.
Oh no, I am, aren't I?
You haven't learned that move yet.
Have I not?
No, you learn it in the first level. You're doing the crouch and the...
Then why is this available now?
No, you can destroy them now. You're just doing the wrong move. So crouch and B.
Oh. Yeah, there we go. Oh dear. This is gonna be fun, guys.
We're what, like 10 minutes in?
Oh dear. Oh, go away, even just be rude.
Got messages saying like grunty both in game and abridged is hilarious. And that is true. I actually think like Banjo kind of has like a good level of comedy to it. I think Ukulele gets a bit too self-referential and meta. Like, as much as I love a good meta joke, it got a bit too much at times. But saying like the different edits we did, and obviously, and the edits just makes me think of the songs. Sorry, I'm talking about your grunty songs now.
Yeah, you are. So, of course, Philip has been the main writer throughout all of this. But of course, I have tried to add in my influence whenever I can. But the songs that he came up with, he'd be like, "Can you sing?" And I was like, and he's like, in Grunty's voice. And I was kind of like, I can give it a go.
It's the only time, and bear in mind, I've had this with a few other people that have just done bit parts. They felt like self-conscious about being listened to. And to be fair, when I first started recording when I was like living away, it was a bit weird because obviously you have like housemates that are like, is he talking to himself in there in different voices? But that's like the one time I think you've ever not been comfortable recording in front of me was singing as Grunty. You had to go into the other room and had to have me listen to it afterwards and be like, is this a good take?
Yeah, and then no, right, I'll be back.
I'll be back.
It was a very fun experience, and of course, definitely I preferred my favourite character to do the voiceover would be Grunty, but it was a very surreal experience trying to sing as such a character. But I've got to admit, the way the songs were written and stuff like that made it easier.
Yeah, I was trying not to pick like too complicated ones. We had like
one.
You've got 5 out. There are 6.
That's the last one.
Have you killed a cauliflower up there?
Yep.
You've destroyed the boulders.
Well, trying the wrong
Have you got the one on top of the tree?
No, which tree is it?
It's the tree round by the bridge.
This tree?
I don't think so, but if you get on that tree and have a look around. There it is.
There you go. Tree! Let's go.
Yeah, but like, I don't know, like trying to keep... The thing about these things is I knew I'd make a plan and we just talk about whatever. But to go back to like the first ever episode, that was like, I think it was like 6 months in the making.
So it was the first big thing that we made ever. Yeah. I mean, neither of us had ever done anything on YouTube before.
So I'd done a little bit of live action stuff, which thankfully is gone now.
What, gone from the YouTube?
Gone from the internet.
It has been burnt, deleted, and disposed of. But
this, like, because obviously we were just big fans of Zelda. We've talked about this a lot. Zelda Abridged by Adam White's Lapdog and Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. Yeah. And we were like, we could do that.
And I don't know even how the idea came about. I don't remember having a specific conversation. I just remember ending up with the laptop on our laps, trying out voices from the mic on the laptop. So this tiny little mic.
Headset, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little headset mic.
There was a headset, but I thought it was actually the mic on that came with the laptop as well.
Yeah, we weren't very good with our tech.
No, not in the early days, no. But and then this one here roped it all together, We put it out into the world.
On Windows Movie Maker.
On Windows Movie Maker. There's nothing more nostalgic than Windows Movie Maker.
I know. Just a little text overlay. You can all it's like very distinct. You can recognise a Windows Movie Maker video. Apparently we've ruined the Jungle Book song. Because obviously that's the first Grunty song.
And by ruined, they obviously made improved and made better. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
You may call that denial, but...
And then it took like 2 months to edit the first video, and it was only like 5 minutes long, and that's because we were just like learning everything and going through it, and we were recording and saving every single line as well. I remember having a folder that was like Grunty 1, Grunty 2, Grunty 3.
Actually?
Yeah, because
that's amazing. We didn't know how to do it yet, I suppose.
Yeah, we didn't even have any, because like nowadays we just use Audacity, which is obviously...
Audacity?
Which is the audacity of it all.
We always make that joke.
I know.
I don't care.
We always will.
We always will. The audacity of Audacity.
And then... Yeah, we're just using like the note function on the computer, saving after every line. So I think it probably took me a while just to organise all the voice recordings.
But, of course, that was the first Jiggy I ever got in this game.
What?
Sorry, I'm in the zone. Sorry. Yeah, it's just...
We were talking about the pilot.
Yes, the pilot. And then, I don't know, once it was out there, it was just fun making it. I mean, we've always done stuff that we really enjoy and stuff that we really think has a good storyline or would be fun to try and make, you know, have a good, like, to and fro with. And we've always just made it because we've enjoyed doing it. So, and we really love the fact that other people have enjoyed watching it and enjoyed it too.
Yeah, because I mean, to be honest, like we probably still continue with Banjo and stuff. Obviously, getting people's positive comments and feedback and stuff, and enthusiasm, obviously, definitely, it helps, especially when you're like needing to find that extra like energy to like do it.
Definitely.
So we do appreciate that.
But I've got to admit, even if we hadn't gone on to doing Banjo Tooie, we would have at least finished Banjo Kazooie, because we like to finish things. There's nothing worse than really enjoying a series and it not having an end.
Well, I mean, there are a few things we haven't finished. I mean, there's... Yeah.
I mean the Banjo Kazooie stuff.
I mean, it is one of the Banjo Kazooie things.
No! I don't know what he's talking about, people. He's crazy.
But we'll get to that in later years. But that was like we released that on the 14th of November 2010. So it's tomorrow. Tomorrow is the actual 10 years, but Vicky was here this evening, so it made sense to do it now. And then we got into quite a good flow of it. I was actually going through and I was surprised just how many we were able to release quite quickly in succession. But then, as with I think every abridged series, they started off as like 3-4 minute episodes and then slowly ballooned out of proportion. You've got a higher jump than that. So 2011, we made like quite a few. We got all the way to episode 9. So episode... What are you doing?
I'm walking across the bridge and I'm walking back across the bridge. I don't know, I'm just having fun with
So
it.
just for context, the fastest I've ever seen this level done is the world record gets it done in, I think, 6 minutes.
No, I'm not going to do that.
I think you've already spent like 6 minutes and you've got like 5 notes.
Yeah, I do.
Win
it like it.
Do you have anywhere you're headed to, or are you just wandering around?
I kind of got the basics. Unless you want to take over for a little bit.
Well, we are going to swap throughout the... I'm happy for you to continue for now. Like, I'm happy for you to like do the first...
No, I need to learn the thing for
You've got a multiplayer.
On a jiggy like that.
But you have said you want to try and get to Click Clock Wood.
Yeah, if we can get to Click Clock Wood tonight, because if you've watched some of our other videos, obviously on YouTube, you will know. We talked about that this week, didn't we?
Yeah, it was
on
one of our
the
videos.
list. Yeah, that Click Clop Wood is my ultimate favourite level on
Banjo Kazooie.
Yeah. So if we could at least get to that, even if it's just like summertime or whatever, that would be a lot of fun. But I do understand that's basically the last one before. So I need to stop messing around basically.
That's alright. Well, when we switch, I'll go into like focus mode. You know, I'll go into the mode.
You'll get it. You'll get it done.
I'll go into the mode when I realise I need like one clip from the late game for a video, and I don't have a save file nearby, so I need to play the entire game just to get that one recording, which I've had to do for Banjo Kazooie, Banjo Tooie, and Ukulele.
We have. No.
It's a C stick. I mean, it's not called the C stick on the Xbox, but you knew it.
We have said though, the only problem, just linking it back to doing this on the N64 version, is that of course if we die, we lose all our notes. So that's something I am very conscious about. Not exactly for this level, because
there's only one level I'm actually worried about for, which is the engine room in Rusty Light. But the only thing you do with that is you just have to do it first.
And get it out of the way.
Yeah, and then after you don't do it successfully, you just can't die again. And that level is quite difficult anyway, but maybe I'll be playing by that point.
What? Guys, I'm doing so well. Back me up here. Okay, push on again.
And the camera wasn't helping you there either.
I thought I'd add an extra
You're
challenge.
you're adding extra difficulty to yourself.
I did the wrong camera angle. This is going to be so interesting to watch. Maybe you should take over. Okay. Okay. None of you are bad.
3 out of 5.
None of you are bad, so. Oh, the Ninjos. Isn't that 2 though?
It's Jinjos in this one. That's the Minjos in the next one.
Yeah.
And the Jinjos was always a really weird one, wasn't it? Because we just had them being like taunting Banjo and you run over to get them and they fly away. I think that's the joke. And then we had it be like the Minjos were the good ones, I think.
Oh yeah, and the Jinjos were.
It was the Minjo King.
Yeah.
Because
he was just like really rude or something, wasn't he? I think
he had like a yo-yo-yo voice because you were like...
Oh, yeah, no, that was a me voice.
I was like, he's a king, and you're like, sure, this is what a king sounds like. And I was like, yeah, okay.
It was one of those moments when Phil didn't argue with the Vicky logic.
Question: was there any time we ever lost a recording and then had to redo it? I don't think for Banjo. We lost a recording we've lost Let's Play recordings before. For Banjo, I don't think we ever did.
No,
I think we've had to redo lines and stuff like that, like bad takes. There was one episode we recorded in a room and realised afterwards there was a fish tank in there, and you could just hear the fish tank filter. Do you remember that?
Yeah, and there's odd recordings when there's certain lines, and one of us has either like taken a drink through it or started to talk before the other person was finished. So it's not really losing any big collection, but it's more just like going through it, listening, and actually this isn't quite right, and just doing it again and getting the right sort of tone for it. And I was normally Phil here going, Vicky, yeah, can you re-record this and this? And I'm like, okay. Which hasn't been.
There's a. You've learned the move, haven't you? So
Just talk to them all.
it's jump and crouch. So it's jump and trigger.
Yes.
You've had one of your moments clipped already, so we're gonna have some clips that we can put on Twitter after this of just our stream, like highlights.
Ah, awesome.
Although we're planning just if anyone does join partway through, we're putting this whole thing probably unedited on YouTube probably over the weekend. Might be Monday, but probably Sunday.
I definitely have a lot of credit to give to Mr. Philip there. Over the years, I have helped on 1 or 2.
You have edited episodes.
Yeah. Some episodes, but I have never consistently done it. I've done like the odd one just to help out or whatever. So this grand work is mainly thanks to Mr. Phil.
Well, the series, not this grand work.
Oh no,
I didn't make this game.
And even this it's still me holding the controller, so.
This groundwork, this groundwork
Oh,
of
talking
two jiggies.
That's what we're talking about, which is the whole.
Yeah.
Right, you get me, guys. So it's fine. Shush.
One of my special
abilities is being a bit of a tit.
one of my special abilities is to insult people when they're trying to help me.
Yeah, or like compliment you. No, actually, this guy is a dick, so That's for you.
Question: did you make sure the VODs are saved when you stream? Sure. So I'm using Twitch Studio Beta to stream on. So I've been using it because I did a Ocarina of Time randomizer over a few weeks in like September time.
Check it out.
I'm making highlight videos of that for the Hollow Projectors Arcade, so you can go back and watch that through. So afterwards I just go into Video Producer and I download the whole thing. So I'm not sure if there's a more efficient way to do that. So I'm still learning Twitch. I do plan to do a bit more streaming, probably in the new year. But this is mostly like, tonight we were requested to stream, so I think that answers the question.
Sounds like it. And yeah, we were requested to do this as we did ask what people would like us to do for our 10 years.
Yeah, and to be honest, I think this was a good idea. I didn't want
I
to.
definitely want to try out doing one of these like soon, so this is a good chance for me to.
Well, like streaming.
Yeah, and stuff. And to be fair, I'd only really do it with you, so.
Yeah.
Where should we say next? Actually, no, you take over for a bit.
Are we swapping?
We're swapping.
Okay, so I've done successfully the first line on this. I've talked about the pilot, so you can use that as a guide if you want, or. So where we're going? We're going here, aren't we?
Haven't learnt that yet.
Oh, Vicky.
Which is why I didn't do it. No, I haven't gone down to the Congo bit yet. No, the first episode, and then it just went on from there. Like
the first two episodes were meant to be one episode, I remember. So after 2 months, we'd recorded most of the pilot and just were like, that's enough.
But it was just learning the craft, it was just getting into the swing of things where we wanted to take the characters. I mean, at the beginning, I think the characters themselves, what we wanted to do for the story has developed quite a lot. And we've got clear sort of ideas of where we want to take stuff.
And I think part of the thing I liked about Banjo Kazooie, obviously, it definitely wasn't as abridged as much. Is there a way to send you a screenshot? I'm not sure. Could you... If you tag us in it on Twitter, is that enough? Oh, take a picture of the thing that lets you save broadcast. I will... If I follow you back on Twitter later, you might be able to DM it to me. That'd be useful. Oh wait, unless we need it now. We'll worry about that in a minute. What was the question that you were asking me?
We were saying about how the characters have developed since...
Yes.
Because of course every single pilot is just to see where you want to take it, how you want the characters to develop, and here it says BK episodes 2 to 9. I feel that's a perfect example of just like getting into the characters, getting into the levels, sort of like the length we wanted the videos to be as well, and the sort of thing we wanted to cover. I do think we got a lot of inspiration by our YouTube sort of things that we followed at the time, and of course since then we do watch, well, I know you do, we watch a lot more things. YouTube is just such a good medium for people to express themselves and stuff like that, but when 10 years ago it was still sort of new-ish.
Yeah, it wasn't like the early days, but it was still like reasonably early. It wasn't like, yeah. It was
newish.
Before it really became like a popular thing to do, because now like YouTube itself markets itself to mean like lifestyle blogs.
Oh no, guys!
I mean,
there was adverts are in YouTube these days, but anyway.
And to be fair, there was like lifestyle blogs and stuff back then, but they were very low budget and quite funny because they were so low budget. But I was gonna say before. Something very smart.
I'm glad it's not just me doing that.
Yeah, you see why before we started recording, I was like, the person who's not playing is leading the conversation.
Hey! I said about doing that.
You did. Kind of on that note, like, that means like within like a year we'd had what still is one of our, I think, our favourite episodes. Like episode 9 is the Christmas episode.
The Christmas episode was good. Was that one of the songs? Oh no, that was the. Oh
the
my.
sleigh ride.
Was that the drawings? Or was that the next Christmas one?
No, that was a future Christmas one. That there's a whole other story about that.
We'll get on to that one. The sleigh ride.
That's the first major change of the Banjo Kazooie story we did, and we had it that the sleigh just killed Boggy.
Oh yeah, that was a bit dark.
It was dark, but the
good.
whole theme of the episode was Banjo Kazooie just keep screwing up over. And did you get the Mumbo token up here?
Yes.
Oh,
I haven't got the Mumbo token that's in the ante.
Okay, that's the final one for this level, I think. Door? Here?
Door!
Because the whole theme of that episode was Banjo Kazooie don't do anything to help. And I think possibly amongst all the early episodes that will maybe set the tone the best. Because
for where we were going to take it and what we were going to hopefully get out of it.
Because whilst there'd been little inklings of that, this was the first one where they don't, I think if you watch the episode, they don't get a single Jiggy. And they just leave at the end and they're like, oh.
He's dead. Oh well.
So we've got 16 left. I think those are in the anthill and underwater. And did you get the ones that are underwater?
I went past it like 3 times. I was just splashing in the water.
Oh, and we need to do this bit still.
Yeah. You tried to do it and I hadn't.
I was just making sure we hadn't done it because you need to leave one here
to jump on.
To get the
Does it come back after you come out of the mumbo?
Yes.
But,
no, not after you come out of the mumbo. Oh, I just almost walked up without it.
That's a cool Jiggy. Bye. I don't need no Jiggy.
At the top. And then that's kind of, that set the tone. Then, because episodes used to get kind of written in. The button's a bit stiff. But, oh, I held it too long. Don't want you, Siri. There we go.
Sorry, technology's failing us. Hold on. There we go.
We've got our notes on an iPad and we're just kind of watching it. And it just locked up. He said some very interesting stuff there.
So interesting. You do Mumbo, don't you?
I do.
How do you find Mumbo's voice?
Mumbo's voice is a bit of a weird one because obviously it sounds very good in game, but there's definitely certain bits of it looking back I'm like, is that a bit racist?
How finely is his faces line?
Because all I'm doing is I'm imitating that.
Yeah.
Which obviously is just like a fun noise to deal with. I don't obviously think there was any intention behind it. But then when you start to make that into a voice, you have to be very careful to walk the fine line of, is this, you want it to be a stereotype?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if I'd do that differently nowadays. But the thing is, what I like about Mumbo and Grunty's voices is they sound like voice on the game, which is what we were going for.
I'm not going to lie. If anyone wants me to say anything particularly in Grunty's voice, I'm definitely up for that.
What, say different things in Grunty's voice?
Yeah, like, happy birthday, Tom!
There's a service called, I think it's called Cameo?
Yeah.
Where, like, people will do that.
Really?
So, you know the Todd from Scrubs?
Yeah.
He'll record you, like, a birthday message.
That's so
like,
funny.
you obviously have to, like, pay for it.
Obviously,
but he'll be like, birthday 5 from the big dog. Oh yeah. And there's like different people on there that maybe like have like bit parts and stuff like that, and they'll record messages for like, a small amount of money. So yeah, you definitely could get into that. Not sure you'd have as many as the Todd.
No,
you're not
but I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So at AbridgedBK on Twitter, if you want Grunty to send you a personalised message. We won't charge for the first few because we want to get the word out there. We've got a recommendation of give me that tater tot in Grunty's voice.
Give me that tater tot. Give me that tater tot.
Where are we missing a Jiggy?
So...
Jinjos?
Yeah, I haven't got all the Jinjos. I'm missing Blue.
Is Blue the one on that little island?
No. Oh, yes. Totally missed that. So you can go back into Banjo. Also, I suppose
you need to. Ideally, you need to leave the.
Oh, and there's a thing there, isn't there?
Yeah. So.
Oh, you want to leave, is it? Don't you?
Because you want to climb the thing.
You need to climb the thing, guys.
Oh, come on!
Oh, I thought you had it.
Yeah, me too. I kind of want to try that again. But
it's a waterfall all over again. There we go. Boom.
So we've got everything apart from that last Jinjo. We could go very.
He's mocking you on his ledge. That's not the way.
That's not the way. The camera keeps spinning around.
The camera is messing with me.
Let's just see if I can do it from here. If not, I may have to go. Transform back.
And transform
I reckon I can do this.
I think
This is like me and
Who
real.
thinks he can make it?
I hit A too late. This is like.
Did you even try?
I did. I hit the
Did you
button.
even try? No, I don't think he hit the button because that's a button hit. That is.
Yeah, and it wasn't close enough.
And to be fair, I'm the reason that you potentially got in this situation.
Well, usually you'd get this on your way through.
And I passed enough times.
I'm gonna have to go get changed back. Alright, so it's gonna be up, Mumbo, down, get, Mumbo, back, out. That is the rest of our route through this. If that made any sense.
So, it says Halloween short with Klungo and Ryman.
Do you remember that? We wrote that in an evening.
Did we?
It's like 2 minutes long, so it probably didn't take us that long.
No,
But
because I remember more of the Klungo stuff from Tootie, I suppose, because that's more recent.
I only said it's the it's the game over scene.
Oh, okay.
And the rhyming was grunty. Like, and Andrew crossed my lair because he got crushed by a music player, and then we just had like an iPod like fall on him.
Because why not?
Because we just moved over to Sony Vegas. And
Vegas!
All of a sudden, we had a whole new world of possibility with motion tweens and stuff that could fly in and overlay.
And there's Phill going, oh, we could do this, we could do that.
To be fair, Sony Vegas put in like a great amount of work. We got it for episode 8 of Banjo Kazooie, and it lasted the entire series. Let's see if I can like.
Oh!
I mean, that was probably easier than trying to do it as the
end.
Yeah.
Banjo and which one has been your favourite medium, like programming medium to work with? I mean, if you're not talking technology-wise, which one has been like got the most options, the most ease to use? The ones that you've used over the years.
What, in just terms of video editing software?
Yeah.
So I've only really used free softwares over the course of all of YouTube, really. Windows Movie Maker, Sony Vegas, and now I use Cyberlink Power Director. And now I'm used to Power Director, I much prefer to Sony Vegas. Because there's a lot more like intricate things you can do, and you can do like individual frames editing and stuff like that. Because Sony Vegas was always, and also it just runs better. Sony Vegas used to crash all the time, and like had no real good autosave. So that you were asking me earlier about lost recordings. We never lost recordings. I would occasionally lose an hour or two of editing, and that would probably delay an episode by up 2 weeks when I was like sat and subbed.
He could actually sort it out in a day. It took that long to get over it. Just like, it didn't work.
Well, it's more like you just spent all that effort doing it, yeah.
And it is time consuming.
We go. Is it hard to learn Sony Vegas? Kind of. It was. I think all software takes a bit of time to get to learn. Vegas. I'm trying to think back. Like, no, you had a turn. I've not had the same amount of time. Have I?
I did about half first level.
That's because you were slow.
What? Are you hearing this? Flip mic, leave.
I think it definitely took me a while to get to know everything that I could do with it, and then after that, it was knowing what knowing what you should do with it. Because sometimes I'm pretty sure there's some episodes which I'd refer to as like over edited, and like as soon as I worked out you could export in high definition in like 1080. That's all I did, even though it made all the episodes widescreen, which they didn't need to be. So you'll notice that we undo that in Banjo Kazooie and it goes back to being 4:3 aspect ratio. If you pay attention to such things. Because when you're using standard quality footage, but you just upscale it to 10, like high quality, all it does is make it look really pixely at times. But yeah, I think it takes me a while to learn new software anyway. Like at the moment, learning how to use Twitch Studio. I looked into, I think it's OBS is the more popular one. But it sounded really complicated, so I just need the time to look at it.
Did you ever use like YouTube videos to help you get on top of techniques?
What, learn?
Yeah.
For specific techniques, yes.
Yeah.
Such as like things like first starting with like chroma key, which I didn't use much for this series, but I have used in like other little projects. Because that chroma key, by the way, is green screen.
Oh, okay. So I wanted to move it away from Banjo Kazooie just for a minute and talk about our Kirby one shot.
Oh yes, the Kirby one shot.
He actually made it. Sorry.
That's alright. It was for your 21st.
It's for my birthday. He made it for my birthday. Oh God, 21st. That was a bit of a while ago too.
That was one of the last videos I think I made was that?
Made it?
That was either very early Vegas or very late Movie Maker, and I can't actually remember which one.
It's not the only video he's made for my birthday either. I keep watching the latest one.
Yeah, we haven't released many of the other ones just because they've been...
They're not being so Nintendo based, or...
Well, I think as well, like, they've called upon, like, friends and family and stuff, and whilst,
a
obviously...
bit more inside jokes and stuff, I suppose.
Yeah, whilst I know that, like, the Kirby one was just my voice and it's quite general, so I think it was fine to release. The most recent one
had some of his friends,
your boyfriend,
yeah, and stuff like that.
It came out really well.
It was amazing, and I'm not gonna lie, I've watched it at least over 20 times now.
Really?
Yeah. Keep rewatching it. It makes me laugh. It was actually on the Card Capture first episode.
Yeah, if you've ever seen Card Capture Sakura, the anime, it was a one-shot abridged of that for Vicky's 30th.
Don't say that bit.
Going back to the Kirby, because you said you only watched it for the first time the other day, getting in the chat. That wasn't even like the first episode of Kirby. That was just an episode of Kirby I thought was really funny. Anyway, it was like a restaurant.
When you write stuff like that, is it easier to find a random episode rather than a first episode? Because then you might get a bit more of the inspirational juices flowing with something, rather than trying to fit stuff around just because it's the first episode. Sometimes first episodes aren't the best ones to choose.
If you with that, I was like, from the get-go, I was like, this is only going to be one. Like, we got requests. I think we got a comment at the time like, when is Kirby 2-shot coming out? And I was like, no, you don't understand what one means. And the video it's the most viewed video we've ever done. It's good.
Is it actually?
It's got like 15k views or something.
Ah, that's awesome.
And I don't know, like, the thing is, Kirby, again, it's like a CG show, so even if I wasn't at the ability of doing like the lip dubs, it's putting it on hard mode for your very first try, because like the CG doesn't really, like, I wouldn't have been able to edit that very precisely anyway. It doesn't come out very precise regardless, but...
Would you like a bit of random information about the word Kirby?
Yeah, alright.
So, during Nintendo's early days, they got sued for King Kong. Apparently, I can't remember who sued them. I want to say New York, but I don't think it was.
It is the film company. I think it might have been Universal.
Universal?
Whoever owned the film rights to
for King Kong.
Yeah.
They sued them because, of course, Donkey Kong. And the guy who represented them...
was Jack Kirby.
You knew that?
I thought you meant a different word that Kirby meant.
No, Oh.
Oh, yeah, I did know that.
Oh, but again, if you didn't know that, I thought that was pretty interesting about the fact that because he managed to represent them successfully and made sure that they didn't get sued, they honoured him by naming an account after him, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I do think that's
a nice little touch, because I always wondered where the word Kirby came from, because it's not exactly a common surname, is it?
Yeah. Well, I was going to say one of the original Marvel guys is Kirby, isn't it? I can't remember whether that's. He worked on stuff with Stan Lee. I can't remember his. Yeah, but yeah, that was good. That was a good fact though.
Even though you already knew it.
I didn't know it was that fact.
To be fair, I didn't exactly. But yeah, that Kirby one shot was a lot of fun.
Yes. So, to be honest, I think those are the only two one shots we've ever done over the years. Like, well, aside from obviously Ukulele, which we'll get to, but that was more like a. We'll talk about that in more detail maybe in a bit as we get to it. Keep going for the years. I like. Bear in mind, we do both like the game. We will give little digs at it, but it's only out of like it's all in good fun.
Have we done it? I think we have talked about ukulele.
We've done it. We have done it in loads of videos in little ways.
But generally, our feelings of ukulele is I think it's great, and it's a great modern day sort of the team and everything, the look of it. There's just certain things that they do better in Banjo Kazooie.
Yeah.
You can't ignore in ukulele. For example, the warp pads in Banjo Kazooie, because the worlds were so big, they just missed out on that in the ukulele. And there's just bits and pieces like that doesn't make it a bad game. It just I know there's nostalgia glasses with these games, but it just they could have brought it across, and we don't understand why they didn't bring it across. So that's normally kind of our standpoint. It's good, but these are still better. These are still better.
Yeah, no, it felt like they were just trying to make the exact same games as they did in the past without really taking any of the advancements in the field.
Okay, let's all take a moment. Phil's pooping in a bucket.
I think that is literally the joke we used. Very, very early abridged joking, isn't it? To be like, he's pooping in a bucket.
Something doesn't change in 10 years.
Yeah.
Sense of humour for one. So, episodes 10 to 17, were they more just finding our feet, or was there anything specific?
10, 11, I think maybe the first bit of 12 were Gobi's Valley, which is where we include a joke about Super Saiyans when we learned the gold feather move.
Yep.
But we didn't know how to pronounce Saiyan properly because we'd never actually seen Dragon Ball at that point. We just knew it as a reference.
And so
you
since then that has changed a lot.
Yeah. So your reading of it, which still kind of makes me laugh and cringe, is you go Super Saiyan.
Cyan.
As in like the colour.
Oh god, no I don't, do I?
Yeah.
Oh no. Disowned.
I think there is Super Saiyan might be like what they refer to as like Power Rangers. I can't remember the pronunciation. So you may have gotten away with it just because it just wasn't what we intended to say.
I think we got away with a lot of things. That's not what we intended, but yeah, let's go with that. But to be fair, over the last 10 years, the Dragon Ball has definitely, we've definitely watched a lot of that since then. And that's another abridged series that we enjoy.
Yeah.
We get a lot of inspiration from this Dragon Ball abridged.
Yeah, no, I think in terms of technical achievement, I think they are the number one in terms of like just the pure quality of the editing.
Yes, and
it's absolutely mad some of the stuff they've done.
And their humour is like just on par with our sort of humour, I'd say.
Yeah.
Great fun watching those guys.
But then like they're like a team of what? Well, team of 4. That's why it's team of 4 star. But
mind blown.
Team 3 star.
Freeze. Anyway, I think we're going off topic here. So, 10 to 17. I mean, do you think in the early days we would give more episodes per level?
So that is a good question, actually. You're doing good as interviewer.
Well, someone won't pass the controller back.
Playing banjo. So yes and no. So there is definitely. It definitely starts going that way a little bit. I think on average, Banjo Kazooie was 1 or 2 episodes for a level, like Bubble Gloop Swamp and Freeze Easy P, because we were saying we're both 1 episode each, which I think suited those because it wasn't. It really depended on how many people there were to talk to, because a lot of the writing in Banjo was just like, oh, here's a person. What's their funny quirk?
And how can we use it to our advantage? As we said earlier, we're just finding character traits and stuff like that, finding where we wanted to take characters and what sort of. I think by TUI we had quite a good stand for most of the well-known characters, and then everyone else is just, as you said, finding their sort of.
I think this is where the honeycomb piece. There it is.
Finding the traits and stuff like that.
Aren't you happy I'm doing this bit though?
I am very happy because Vicky doesn't like sharks. And I don't like water levels either.
And the music.
Hey, that used to affect me more when I was younger, I'm not gonna lie. These days I can at least deal with the music.
Got a comment that in Dragon Ball Super, because of the blue hair, Super Saiyan is actually accurate.
On some level we knew it.
We predicted Super Saiyan Blue, you saw it here first. Akira Toriyama watches our series.
Evidence, people, evidence.
What were we talking about before that?
We were talking about how many episodes were in.
Oh, so Banjo Tooie was bigger levels.
So that, and I suppose quite a lot of the storylines, as we've said in previous videos, in TUI, they all interlink. Like the levels interlink a lot more than in this. This is quite, apart from, no, these are quite separated levels, aren't they?
Yeah.
Apart from maybe learning a couple of moves or something.
Yeah, so what we'll probably be doing, or what I've been trying to do whilst I've been playing, we'll see what happens when we pass control to Vicky.
Oh, there's a ball.
Is I'm trying to 100% as I go.
Yeah, I was trying to do that. I was just getting back in the swing things, guys. Come on.
Yeah, so Clanker's Cavern, that was one of the ones that was mentioned. Yeah, that was one episode because there was literally just Clanker, and that's it. And what the Muty snippets that we made a thing of, that was one like 10-minute episode. Although that was written as 2 5-minute episodes and we stuck them together.
I do think that it depends on as you said, it's not just the people that you come across, it's the interest of the level as well.
Yeah.
For example, Clanker's Cavern, when we did our list as well, I think that marked quite low, just because it wasn't really one of our most interesting of levels.
The characters definitely add to the level, don't they? The
yeah, and the way that we feel about the levels as well, if we quite enjoy playing it, then we're going to have more to think about, more to talk about, aren't we?
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. Whereas there's some episodes were a bit more of a struggle. But in the early days, I do think I know you have taken the reign quite a lot with this making the scripts and stuff. But I do believe in the early days it was mainly you doing the scripts, wasn't it? And
I definitely looked at them. Like, I think as time went on, you got more and more involved. I think at the beginning, because I just wrote them in like batches, didn't I?
Yeah, and I'm not saying Phil always got me to read them before we recorded, and I would add bits and pieces, or change certain lines, because there's a couple of lines that we've had to redo because I'm just not saying it right. But generally, the actual layout of the episode. But as the years went by, it became more and more.
I think. Yeah, I'm kind of split because there's definitely some episodes that I think I watch back and think I'm so glad I gave that particular bit breathing room. But there's other episodes I watch back and be like, this didn't.
Did you miss that? Or
this didn't need to be an entire episode.
Yeah.
This was just cleaning up stuff in this level so that we could move on.
Now here it says BK Nuts and Bolts #1 Halloween special.
Yeah. Do you remember that we made it? I
remembered the song we chose for the opening credits because that was it is an awesome song, and I think that worked so well. La, 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 you know.
Yeah.
You guys.
Well, you can just go look up the episode and watch it.
Yeah, but to be fair, neither me or I feel confident saying neither me or Phil are very into the nuts and bolts game. Don't really consider it much as a Banjo Kazooie game.
It was not a bad game. It was a bad banjo game.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of cool stuff I've seen done in it.
And if it wasn't marketed as a Banjo Kazooie game, probably would have got behind it a lot more. But compared to this one and the Banjo Tooie, just didn't feel right. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it just
didn't have the same look, didn't have the same concept, didn't have the same.
And we didn't really play it as much growing up. So just like.
Well, neither of us really had an Xbox, did we?
No, and so to be honest, that nuts and bolts was only meant to be a one-off.
Which it was, wasn't it?
We made 3.
Did we make 3?
Yeah.
No,
each one, like in my opinion, the second one was still pretty good. The third one I think was pretty forced. And then after that we were writing a 4th one, and people wanted a 4th one, but I just wasn't happy with it. So.
Well, that's another thing. Like some of these one-offs or a couple of episodes, just finding our feet and stuff like that. I think it's good if it doesn't work, just moving on to the next one, sort of thing.
Mm.
We're always up for giving stuff a try, definitely. But yeah, I do remember doing that and having quite a lot of fun with, especially the first one.
Yeah, I think the first and second one were definitely the most fun. The third one was starting to get a bit forced, but there's some gags in it I do like. Like that's the one where the bomb is like dropped and Bottles hits it with the spanner and it just blows up and you just see it in the background.
Yeah, no, I remember that bit. What would you say you preferred recording and coming up with the story more? The Nuts and Bolts episode 1 or the Grunty's Revenge?
Oh, it's difficult because Grunty's Revenge
Because of course that was in 2 parts.
That was only in 2 parts because it's taking forever to put together.
Oh. No, it was purposeful.
Oh yeah. Everything happened.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it was definitely on purpose. Forget that. I'll cut that out of the Twitch recording so no one can hear it.
Cut that out of the live recording.
Yeah, no one.
No one will know.
Yeah. It's difficult because I had more love for Grunty's Revenge because I played it a bit more. Oh, that's not the texture that's loaded in, right? Oh well, it's gone now. But the thing is, the game was a lot more limited in what you could do, and the first half of the game, you're Banjo by himself.
Was it harder to sort out the graphics for? Because of course that was from above, wasn't it? That was
It was still just recording the game. You just were more limited in what you could do.
Okay.
We have a question in the chat.
Yep.
Probably just answer this quite briefly though. Is what do our family think?
So, in the early days, I think they thought it was just a sort of...
They thought it was a phase.
I definitely thought it was a phase. I was definitely asked by our mother whether...
You were humouring me, wasn't
it?
Yeah,
humouring you or just, Philip's little videos or whatever.
Yeah.
But to be fair, we told them about our 10th year anniversary and they're like, I think they were surprised how long we'd been doing it
I think it probably just made them feel old more than us.
Yeah. But, they've never really...
Like they
never really needed them to record anything or...
No, they don't really...
It's not really their sort of cup of tea.
They don't really watch and we're not really too fussed because they're like we've got one sibling who is more of a gamer but he doesn't really like Abridged in general, so...
Yeah, so
it's not really his cup of tea.
It wouldn't be just ours, it's just generally.
Really. And like parents, obviously, they just... they... Conceptually, I'm not sure, and they're not sure what an Abridged is. They're not sure what a Banjo Kazooie is.
They don't even remember buying us a game for the N64.
Like they might do it. Sometimes they will just like be like, oh yes, I remember us doing that one with you or something like that. So
and to be fair, they really enjoy.
It's
not just the videos for this. Some of the videos Philip's made over the years is for family members and stuff like that, and they've always really enjoyed the concepts and the videos that we've made for them.
Yeah.
So you never know, they might enjoy it more, but yeah, they've never gone out of their way to watch it. But it's just kind of a thing Vicky and Phill do.
They would enjoy it because we made it, kind of thing, like because they'd have been able to see they'd find it very quite charming that we are working on it. And they've always like been really supportive of it. And like as much as we like joke about it being like,
they've never disowned us for it.
as much as we joke about being like Philip still videos or something, like they know it goes on, and they're like, oh, they know that what we're working on. When we've had to record at like parents' houses and things,
oh my goodness,
they just don't understand that recording means that they can't just walk in and talk.
So we do put signs on the door, but we love our mum to bits, but definitely her. She'll just walk in and just like, dude, we're gonna have to record this. And she's like, I just needed to get this. Or,
do you want to come walk the dog?
Do you want to come walk? No, we're recording. Oh, but you can stop it. You can come walk the dog. No, go away.
But yeah, it's...
And of course it has changed the way we've recorded it. I mean, back 10 years ago, we're both still living at the parents, so made recording a lot more easier. We've had to develop that over the years and fit it around both our living situations and with university and everything. So that's definitely had an impact on our recording over the years.
Where's the big crab? I want to go punch a crab in the face. He's the other way from the entrance, isn't he?
Yeah, because I didn't see him, and then he went on the.
Oh, did I get that already? No,
No,
I'm thinking of the fact that we had the preview video looping before we started recording, before we started streaming. I just was like, I've done that already. There we go.
So, the Nuts and Bolts 2, you said it was number 3 that you didn't like as much.
I don't think it added much.
Yeah.
Like, I felt
you weren't as happy with the script?
I thought it had some funny stuff in it, but it definitely was like not necessary to make. The second one, at the very least, is still the introductory plot. So you're still like, you've got the
continuing on, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like the classic banter between like Grunty and Banjo and stuff, which is always like fun.
Lol, you got crabs.
But no, to be honest, like, and bear in mind, I say like, oh, I didn't like. That's just me, you know. There's that whole
compared to all of the rest.
Yeah, and there's always a creator's curse of you'll always look back on the project you made 5 years ago and be like, well, if I made that now, I could do all of this.
Well, that you could say that about any creative outlet. There's always going to be stuff that you learn that you feel that you can do better, or even just like your state of mind then compared to now. You know, it's always going to be like that, whatever you do. But I tell you, an episode that I do remember and I do enjoy is the Devil Bottles special.
Oh yes, yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, because that's obviously just a little cutscene that got cut from Banjo Kazooie.
Yeah.
Apparently, I was reading something the other day that apparently, because they said that the reason it was cut was because of making it work. The bosses just didn't work. Apparently, it did work, but player 1 just wouldn't have stood a chance against a player 2 controlled boss.
Fair enough.
And that's why it ended up getting cut, is because there's no way to balance it.
It was just too overpowered one way or the other.
Yeah, apparently it was a comment from one of the developers like several years later. So I've got 4 more to get.
You need to go into the lighthouse, don't you?
I do. I usually leave that till last. So there's... How many are there? There's only one at the lighthouse, but there's also a ginger at the lighthouse.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't got the ginger that's underneath the entryway. I'm just
under the water?
Yeah, because I think we're getting very close to 100%, and then I'll hand the controller back over.
He says this, but...
6.
Well, no, to be fair...
Jinjo's lighthouse, the treasure chest that's on the side.
You're missing one.
Have we given the gold back to...
No, we haven't done the gold. We've got it, and now we're going to leave with it, because, you know...
Because that's what we did in the abridged.
Yeah, we did, didn't we? We need to keep it, you know...
We were just like, he was like, will you find my gold? And it's like,
yes.
Yeah. It's like, why would we get a jiggy? We can have gold.
We can make a jiggy shaped gold. The jiggy is gold. This is just more gold, isn't it? Look. But yeah, you can always tell when I'm playing. It's not this methodical, I'm afraid. You'll definitely know when I've got the controllers again. Yeah, the Devil Bottle special is quite enjoyable.
Yeah, I think that was another like just quite like for a while. I think for what was that, like 3 years in a row? We did Halloween specials. And it's because Banjo as a game lends itself more to Halloween than any other holiday.
Do you feel that in the early days did we have more specials and Halloween specials and Christmas specials? Or do you think that's been quite even along the path? I think it's been like whenever it's
I think
really subjective, isn't it?
Yeah, it's come more from us having ideas than feeling obliged to do it, because
There's nothing worse than doing it just because you feel like you have to.
the year after the Devil Bombs is when we do the Christmas special that you were talking about earlier, the How the Witch Stole Christmas, and that was because we had the idea. Well, I don't know how formed the idea was. This is not going well.
You're getting there. Grunty's booty. Do not touch Grunty's booty.
Uh-oh, I touched the butt.
He touched the butt.
And I think the idea was to do just a Dr. Seuss style banjo video, and then that's what it became.
And then you asked me to do the artwork. That was a lot of fun. I've still got the original. I found it the other day when I was sorting out some stuff.
I asked you to edit the video as well. Do you remember what happened?
What did I do?
You put it together in, I think, Windows Movie Maker.
Oh no! Boo!
Or something like, I came back and you were like, I think I've done it. And what I described to you, I think I probably hadn't described it very well, because it was one of those situations where I had something very clearly in mind, but just not a lot of time at that point.
Yeah.
So you'd offered to have a look, which was obviously very nice of you.
But
And
it
then-
wasn't quite.
Then I looked at it and I was like, no, this isn't right. So I edited that video, which is about 10 minutes long. I edited it in 2 days, which was just basically motion tweens, the text scrolling, and the page flip effect. But
I've got to admit, drawing that as well, it was just trying to get the sort of gist of the storyline, what you wanted out of the pictures, enough space for the writing to be added on later, stuff like that. But it was a lot of fun. Granted, it's definitely an interesting shape to play with, and with the Santa hat and Clunger at the start. Definitely something I'd be interested in doing more of. Go along with the fan art, including our favourite characters.
so we've got a question about Devil Bottles. You can turn on Devil Bottles using codes, and it does work. And when you go into the boss fights, he just says, "Oh, I can't be here," or something like that. Basically, he just has a little line of dialogue and he disappears, and the boss fight goes on as normal. And I think they were planning to release it like that, because it was all ready to go. With Game Sharp code, you can turn it back on, but it's just... I can see why they didn't want to release it like that, because Rare back in those days were absolutely fabulous.
They were.
Like, if something didn't work, it usually ended up on the cutting room floor. Like, did you... do you ever know the story about what the post-game of Banjo Kazooie was meant to be? Supposedly.
Okay.
That, you know, when you do the final boss, Grunty fires one final spell and it misses, and then she falls off. That was meant to hit Banjo and like turn him into like a frog or something.
Oh.
And then you were going to play as Tutti to get the rest of the Mumbo tokens in the game, and you had to get all of them, and then that would that would give like the final one.
That would have been very interesting.
I believe though there is 1 or 2 Mumbo tokens that can be impossible to get if you get them in the wrong order.
Really?
So, or if you do certain events in certain orders, they end up being somewhere where you have to get them at a certain point. And there was like other stuff that just didn't work with it. And it seems a very rare idea, because obviously pretty much every collectathon they do after this has multiple playable characters, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, one of my favourite things about Banjo Tutti is the mini game section. And I think we've done a video about that, haven't we?
We did a video where we played it.
Where we played it and went through it, every single one, and I definitely remember losing, but I definitely
we
remember enjoying it.
I'm missing 3 notes.
And 1 honeycomb, unless you don't want all the honeycombs. 4 honeycombs.
I know where the honeycomb is though, that's the difference.
Oh, okay.
3 notes, that makes me think they're maybe on top of a palm tree somewhere. Or I've just walked straight past them.
What?
Like when I was up
in
at
the...
Yeah.
That is also possible.
I have done that before.
Freaking palm trees.
Did I get the other ones up here?
So here it said,
Oh, there they are. They're just there.
3 years retrospectively.
That was just like, we used to... So the first year, I think we just put a little thing in the beginning of the episode and said, thank you for 1 year. I can't remember what we did for the second year. Third year, we did like just basically a clip show.
What of our favourite moments in the banjo?
Like clips from different episodes, which I believe was what the retrospective was.
That's pretty cool though.
I mean... remember where this is, we just fly around and talk. Oh, there it is.
3 years, eh?
No, that's
Having
not it.
A retrospective of 3 years compared to where we are now.
Yeah.
That's quite funny. Have we done any more? I'm guessing we have done more things like that, like thank you for the year and stuff like that.
So for 4 years, is when we did the Banjo Kazooie verses. That's what we did that year.
Ah, I see.
Is this it? There we go. Then we can...
Fly to the exit.
Do you want me to get to the exit and then pass back over? 'Cause I'm guessing
maybe.
Well, this is kind of like not... This isn't the most interesting time to take over. At least if I get you out of the level, you can just do the layer.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless you want to just walk back to the door.
It's fine, whatever it is. So yeah, is there any episodes between episode 1 and episode 19? It says BTTAS episode 1 to 4.
Banjo Kazooie, the original series.
Oh,
We're already at the end of
so BK was only 19 episodes.
Yeah.
I really should have known that. Or should have remembered that. But yeah, okay.
Oh, you're taking over, aren't you?
Yeah. So between
I need
1 and
to get the one from the Grunty Switch.
1 and 19, any episodes that really stick out to you? I mean, it feels like it's been a long period of time.
What, the first 19 episodes?
Yeah.
Well,
like,
that was...
retrospectively compared to... Oh, go away.
Well,
compared to the next 19.
well, it was 26 was Tui.
Yeah. But the first 19 of Tui, do you think we took longer?
Oh, we definitely...
We definitely took longer to do the first early ones.
So, Banjo Kazooie ran from what, November 2010 to February, I think it was, 2013. Because we put both 18 and 19 came out on one day after the other because they'd been in production concurrently, because getting Nick to do his lines as Gobi was... I had to go round there on the end of my bike with my microphone in the bag and sit him down and make him do his lines. Because... He's
gone a lot better than he is.
To be fair, I think he was just busy and just needed someone to be like, no, you focus on this now.
Yeah. Or at least just give us 5 minutes of your
obviously,
time.
he's brilliant now. We do the podcast every week. He basically does the majority of the YouTube side for the holo projectors.
Oh.
Stop getting... This is why you don't get to play.
Hey, I'm not level. You won't lose any notes. I'm going to go this way.
What, to open up the warp?
Yes.
But yeah, and also, like, the Gobi episode was a bit weird, a bit out there, and a bit different, so it was taking longer to produce. So we just kind of cracked on with the finale at the same time.
Is he the only one who voices any of our characters outside of us two?
One of my other friends did one line as Grabber the Hand in Gobi's Valley.
So, not really then, it's really just...
And one of my housemates does quite a few lines in Tui.
Oh, but I suppose Banjo Kazooie was still early days for us anyway, wasn't it?
Yeah, so Banjo Kazooie, it was mostly just Nick who had a few lines as Gobi in different episodes.
He does a good Gobi.
And he does a good job. He says he openly says he messes it. Like,
does he?
Yeah.
That's adorable.
Well, he does like one voice in that video we made for your...
Here?
No, you need to find the painting for it first.
Oh.
It's not that way. It's in the... No, not... You just went that way. I want to play. I want to do the next bit.
Is it this way?
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, you were saying he misses being Gobi.
Well, I think he quite liked having like a guest spot because it meant you got to turn up, do some fun lines. You look in the wrong direction. There it is.
There you go. I knew where I was looking.
No, you didn't.
No, that failed.
Yeah, I think that was it for Banjo Kazooie. Banjo Tooie had more guests.
Yeah, and I suppose that's really going down the line and stuff, learning.
Nick had more parts because he did like a worker bunny in like Grunty's Industries.
Have you given me Kalanka's Cabin?
Not on purpose.
Boo! Boo, Kalanka's Cabin. Boo. Ah!
Question: have we ever thought of doing a one-off for Banjo Pilot and Diddy Kong Racing?
We did include Diddy Kong Racing in our Nintendo nostalgia going through.
Oh yeah, we did big nostalgia episode
on it.
Diddy Kong.
Diddy Kong is an interesting one, especially Diddy Kong Racing. I'm unfortunately to say it's not one of my favourites, just because, like we said in the big nostalgia about it, we were more of a Mario Kart sort of people. But it would be an interesting idea. I mean, is there much storyline?
I think that's I think I wouldn't be surprised if we did look at it. Because it's sideways. So you were doing up and down.
Well, last time I played, she couldn't poo.
Yep. That was a sentence. Yeah. Pilot games. Yeah, there's just not many. There's just not many. Not enough plot leads. And I think because we've had requests over the year. Because I think for a while we were kind of seen as like rare. We were going to do all the rare games, which, to be fair, we've never said that. We've always tried to take that away because one, we've never done Conker's Bad Fur Day. Like, I've never played Conker's Bad Fur Day. That would possibly be a let's play, like a blind let's play for us both, which I think would be fun one day. And
well, yeah, we've never. I've heard good things though.
Yeah.
Clankers.
Conkers. We're going into Clankers. But Diddy Kong Racing, Banjo Pilot, DK64 just don't have much plot. And I just don't think they make very good series. Like, Banjo is the only rare game that we could really see making a series out of. Which you'll see by the fact that obviously the series that is in perpetual development, which we'll talk about maybe nearer the later years, is Abridged of the Wild, which...
Oh, yes.
In that fun little period of pre-pilot, where you're still trying to work out what the show's actually about.
Do we need to go down there?
You need to go up.
Yeah, I think so.
Anyway, in terms of where we got to, we are on, so Banjo Tooie, the early episodes, there's some interesting stuff. I really like the first episode, which is how Grunty got her groove back, which is where Grunty comes back. You helped me write that one as well.
Yeah.
Because we were having real trouble with the characterizations for Blobby and Minji. So we sat down and just watched the opening over and over, didn't we? And we're like pitching
the problem was, when we did Grunty, it was so automatic what we wanted to do with her. And it felt quite natural. Whereas for her sisters, I mean, in the game as well, they're great characters and everything, but...
I like those voices, actually.
Do you? But once we had found it was just finding their voice sometimes.
Yeah, and like their dynamic with Grunty needed to be something funny. So, and also I like how the parallel, obviously in Banjo Tooie, is if you...
Oh, I guess.
Okay, you've got 2 parts left. It's if you rhyme, we will not help you, and...
Notes. So.
What's wrong, Banjo? Finding it tough?
Says the lady who takes so long to press a button on her silly... Wait, hold on, is... I wonder how we're going to catch up again.
Are you happy doing clankers? Because you can swap, you can do bubble loop inside if you
I
want.
think I can actually probably. Let me at least get past this knickers who killed me.
Get your revenge.
Get my Auntie's revenge. What? Banjo's revenge. Which is basically Banjo Kazooie is its revenge.
And thank you for saying that. This is they like the blobby voice, which is like, hello,
Yeah.
I'm Blobby.
I always made me think of a Londoner.
Yeah, it's a little bit deep voice Cockney. And you know what Minji's voice makes me think of? The Canadians from South Park. Renty, if we like almost feel
Hey,
like
buddy, you're not my buddy, fool. You're not my fool, buddy.
Hold on, no, as Grunty, you know that bit. If I go, you're not my friend, buddy.
You're not my buddy, pal.
You're not my pal, guy.
Not my gal. Oh yeah. Revenge is sweet. Ah!
Yeah. I was looking down at my notes. You made me jump.
Vicky's dead again. Right, this way. I've played this game before, so.
Okay, you just let me know if you do want to.
We'll see how it goes.
And because I'm happy to do this one, and you can do like bubble loop and freeze easy if you want, because those are the next two.
Well, I can get started on freeze easy. Ah.
Right, so should we talk about GBK?
GBK. Now, the name GBK.
Well, the name ABK, I think we've told this story before on other videos.
Because it is a little bit random, we're not gonna lie.
Abridged Big Knickers. As you'll hear that we refer to it as ABK a lot because Abridged Big Knickers is a very strange name.
And it was literally because we were looking, weren't we? We were looking on all the channels for all the names and stuff like that. And I believe I just came up with it just because no one else had. And it has worked for us.
Do you remember the conversation we had? The exact conversation. You did come up with it, but it wasn't kind of on purpose.
No.
We were thinking of a name, and I said, how about just Abridged BK, as in Abridged Banjo Kazooie? And you said, what does BK stand for? Big Knickers. And that was
like
it.
Something I'd say, and then there you go.
And then I was like, well, it does now. I think there's like one note I still need to get. We're not even in the proper level yet.
No,
we were hoping to get to Click Clock Wood in this stream, and we're like almost an hour and a half in.
So, yeah, that's how the name came around,
and then,
which we have mentioned before. But I just think it's interesting how it came to pass, and I think it has worked pretty well for us.
Yeah, because it's a lot easier just to change your display name on YouTube nowadays. I've been tempted to call it something like ABK Studios or something. But just because we have, as we will go on as we go to like the later years, I'd call it diversified what we do. Like, we don't just do abridged videos anymore, which is what makes it feel a bit misleading. I'm trying to get these as first time through.
Yeah. And also, like, we have developed, as we've already said, we have developed a lot more over the 10 years, like the style, what we want out of the YouTubing account and stuff like that, and just the amount of videos and the diversity of the videos. So we just want to kind of put that across. For example, with our name as well, we've gone for Vicky and Phill.
Yeah, that's rather recent, but that kind of links into the fact that the other channel used to be called Haddo Inc. So because it was my personal channel, but just recently, me and Nick had a conversation about it. Nick wanted to start branding everything as Haddo Inc. because he wanted to do like a bit more of a consistent image, which I don't blame him for.
You didn't feel comfortable with that?
I don't know, just because we used Haddo Inc. for so many years on Abridged Big Knickers as like me, I didn't want to like be painting it as this is the Phill show, you know?
Yeah, you wanted to keep it, you know.
Because it's not the Phill show. Like the last, I'd say 9 out of 10 videos over the last year on that channel, which is now the Hollow Projectors, which is its new name, Nick did all the editing for and all the work on. So it felt wrong to me that it was, we were going to be branding everything as like the Phill show in my mind.
Yeah. It'd be different if say you had been brothers,
Yeah, yes.
then it would have been, you would have both had that name, so it would have made sense. But
yeah. But
I think it works.
I prefer the hard objectives actually.
Yeah.
And since we were giving it up for that bit of YouTube, I just was feeling it was time to give it up everywhere.
Yeah. And that's what you've been slowly doing, is making your way through, isn't it? And just...
So the old GBK videos have been moving over. Those we still obviously... I can't obviously change the audio in those. I can't get you to re-record. And I'm Vicky. And edit that into like every single video. But it's
Why
just
not?
a recent change.
Well, that links in with my next point, which is the social media and stuff like that, and how we think that's...
That was a one-shot video that was like 2 minutes long.
Well, we did a video about Studio Me.
I don't think you were actually in it. Because
What?
this was like first year of uni, and I think I was bored. I needed to promote the new Twitter page, so I think. Oh no, maybe you are. I actually haven't watched the video since we made it. But
Videos about me, have they?
it's just characters saying, "We've got a social media, social media, social media," and that's literally the whole video. Just saying the word social media. Because I remember my friend who is also called Phil, who'd just done a guest spot as Royston, our goldfish, if you remember.
Yeah.
I'm about to die.
You're about to die. Bubble, 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 bubble. Pop.
No!
No! No! Pop! Thank goodness. Pop.
I just need to get to the... There we
Maybe.
go.
Then up.
I've got all the notes and the ginger, so I don't need to come back down here.
Go. Move it.
Because the most disappointing thing is if you leave something like that behind.
And then you have to go all the way down to find
He says, cursing himself.
Everyone needs a good curse in their life sometimes.
Got a question, did you enjoy making the tier list videos? Yes.
Yes! Yes, we did. Those were quite interesting to come up with. First we had, we got ideas, didn't we?
Yeah.
What sort of tiers to do, which was great to look at and just take into consideration different like ideas. And to be fair, it was my first time making a tier list compilation as well. So it was just interesting to see how many tiers that they have on that website, and how many people who've made them. I think we commented on it during the tiers as well. How I think there was a biscuit one, like Delicious was
above Divine, which is wrong.
like,
That's
and
incorrect.
Divine is just, you know, that feels more godly, you know, that feels more kind of just under perfect. But we did talk about that in the video. But yeah, they were a lot of fun to make, and just to have a nice old chat about things that we like to do and like to eat and play and stuff.
What?
What are you doing?
The problem with having a C stick rather than C buttons is I was just apparently not holding up enough because you need to do that.
Oh. Not holding up enough. So there's Banjo Kazooie, 5 to 12.
So yeah, so what was it? It was episode 4 was a bit weird because that has the bit where Banjo gets high. And it's just a really weird sequence. I'm kind of like, why did I put that in the episode? That's really weird. That is a sequence that I'd change because I'm just like, what? 5 to 12 was the second bit of Mayhem Temple, so you know Target Zan, where Target Zan had the Barbies. I think that was your idea as well. He's like, don't not take my Barbies, they have my Barbies. That was your voice.
That does sound like my idea. It does sound like my voice, so I'm not surprised by either of these things.
Glitter Gulch Mine is an episode that I think one of them was alright. Like, the Mine's Not Mine has maybe one of the stupidest jokes that still makes me laugh, which is the mine mine? No, the mine's not yours. I thought the mine was mine.
Got a lot of silly jokes like that though. Sometimes those are the ones that just stick in your memory so much better.
Yeah, to be fair. And then, but the other one was like the one with, what was his name? The guy that's inside Chaffee, old King Cole.
Old King Cole was a male, so was a male, so was he.
I think that episode's a bit.
Really?
Yeah, like that one took ages to come out as well because I just wasn't happy with it. I'm still not happy with how it released.
Well, these years later, still not happy.
Obviously, we're trying to keep positive in this stream, but this is just turning into Phil's grumpy. I hated that.
That wasn't good enough, and I didn't like that, and grrr.
To be fair, it is followed by... What was the period? What was the last episode of that year?
Last episode of...
So you said it was, what, 5 to...
5 to 12.
So it's followed immediately by one of my favourite episodes, which is the first Witchy World episode.
But then again, in comparison, Witchy World is one of your...
My favourite levels.
Yeah, it's an S rating, so... It's, that's basically better than A, that's better than good, that's better than everything's super duper sane special.
And do you remember how we opened that first episode as well? Come to Witchy World. You remember the ad?
Oh, the ad is
that might be one of
grunty.
my... No, it wasn't grunty, it was just regular.
Oh, it was your voice.
Yeah. There was an ad we did as grunty, but that was like...
What was that for?
There was Grunty's Garden Centre, which was really late in Banjo Kazooie, which again
Why?
is really dumb, but like it makes me laugh so much because it's like just because it has the reference to obviously to the cheat room. It says if you put in too many discount codes, I'll delete your basket.
So, of course, that year we also did the Nuts and Bolts free, which we've already said how we weren't too...
I don't dislike it.
No, you
but...
just would do over?
Yeah, I think if I was to do Banjo Nuts and Bolts in any serious way, which we won't probably never do, to be honest.
But if we considered it or we wanted to go back to it for any reason,
it would
probably
be...
redo three?
I think we'd redo all three.
All three?
I think we'd try and set up a bit of a more of a narrative to it, because each one's
Start
kind of
from
like...
base again.
Yeah, and it's not bad that each one kind of just is a bit of a random grab bag of jokes, but like I don't like it just could have been structured a bit better if it had more planning and more
That's
like thought into it. I don't know.
I am really glad that you took over this level, by the way, because I couldn't remember where any of this stuff is. Definitely not one of my favourite levels.
This is definitely like nowadays when I play this game I do go for the 100% every time. But back in the days when it was just like an any percent, you know, just beat the game, bro. Like, doesn't matter how.
You just left me.
Clankers was definitely the one where you worked out like the minimum you could get away with doing before moving on.
Probably. Yay, I've got 4 notes. Bye. No?
Well, the thing is, the bare minimum you need is to learn the move.
Oh, that's true.
So you need to raise Clanker, go inside Clanker, learn the move later.
Yeah. And we've already touched a slightly bit on the How the Witch Stole Christmas. I've got to admit, that's probably my favourite Christmas special.
I think it's my favourite holiday special. Like, because I probably prefer it to the Halloween ones as well, just because it's a bit more original.
And I loved doing the artwork for it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And like, and I loved the rhyming and how it linked in with Dr. Zeus, Mr. Zeus, Dr. Zeus, and everything. It had a lot of nostalgia for me, and it was a good one to record, and it was a good one to be part of.
Do you think Dr. Seuss was the kind of person that if you called him Mr. Seuss, he would like angrily correct you, or do you think he would be like?
Do you think he was actually a doctor though?
I don't. Well, actually, I'm not sure. As in, what type of doctor?
Do you think he was like a
medical doctor?
No, not necessarily a medical one. Do you think he had doctor as a title, as in like being at university or getting his doctorate, or?
I think he did.
Hold on.
Are you gonna look it up?
Maybe. Because I feel this is relevant to what we're talking about. Unless anyone can tell us. Dr. Zeus. Here we go. Was Dr. Zeus a doctor? First thing that came up.
Whilst you're looking that up, one of the comments we just got through the chat was just reminded me that also obviously Witchy World introduces split up pads. So Banjo and Kazooie went off on their separate adventures. And I think, although we did just write like a walkie-talkie and like immediately, it's like, okay, they can still talk to each other if they need to. I think it was stuff like that, and having Mumbo be able to actually go out and interact with people, as much as obviously I've said about different things about Mumbo's voice, I did like his character because he's just he just didn't really get what was going on sometimes.
But then again, you could say that about the Banjo character. Did you want to know about Dr. Zeus before we go too far ahead? Theodore, apparently Theodore Zeus Geisel, popularly known as Dr. Zeus, wasn't a real doctor.
Oh.
Instead, he used a honorifics doctor in order to appease his father, who expected him to study medicine. It's basically, Dad, this is good enough. To be fair, he's known as Dr. Zeus.
That's
true.
So,
are you happy now, Father?
I am doing this is like my 4th attempt doing this one there.
Oh, no. It's good. It's rubbish level, so it's all good. Do you enjoy doing Mumbo's voice?
Yeah, and we're just talking about like, the split up and like the extra characters that you got in Tui, and like how like the scripts like sometimes would be Kazooie.
A disappointing one for me was like I do like the character Tutti to a degree, because of course she's literally just the heroine.
The dams are in distress.
Yeah, she's literally there.
Is there even a Jiggy up there?
I don't know.
I think that might just be a one-up I've been trying to
do. She's literally there as something for her brother to rescue.
Oh, right,
and she's not even a big part. You know what I would have loved? You know, Donkey Kong 64 in Tui, to have Tui as a playing character.
What, along with the Kongs?
No.
Oh, in Tui. Oh, I know.
In Banjo Kazooie. Because why would she be in Donkey Kong 64?
I was gonna
just
ask.
like a little cameo. Hello. What are you doing in Donkey Kong?
I was like, are
64?
I was like, are you not getting confused with Tiny Kong?
No. Although,
Tiny Kong was playable, Vicky. What are you talking about?
I mean, in Dewey.
Yeah, it is weird that she was just kind of written out.
She was just kind of, and it's even named after her.
No, it's called Tui, not Tutti.
I know, but it's
You're
like Tui.
I know.
See, I'm getting them confused. It must sound awfully much like it. So yeah, it was just, she was literally there to be damsel in the first one, and
then just goes in the second one.
Yeah.
The second one is a revenge plot.
I do like the revenge plot though.
Yeah.
I think the two sisters were a good twist. I think because of course this one we're literally exploring her layer. The second one they did so much. That's something you can really appreciate with Rare. All the things that we've played with, even the ones that we haven't enjoyed as much, they're so inventive.
We said like in the video that both the hub worlds we would rate as like S rank. Like I love the layer and I love the Alex.
Well, it's just such a good way to continue and explore the world of Banjo Kazooie. Just break through the wall into a space that you wouldn't have even had access to in the first one, and to introduce like Bottle's family. It's such a small part, but it's like so cute, and they have their little home. And you have to go through it and stuff. And the Ginger King. And
I'm reminded of maybe one of the darkest jokes of early Banjo Tui. Do you remember the Bottles family episode?
Yep.
Like
Oh, are you gonna do it? Hold on. Are you gonna do it?
Probably not.
Ah, no! Come on, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh.
That was disappointing. Messed that one up. And this is so long to repeat. Anyway, so yeah, the joke is when talking to Bottles' child. I can't remember what the original joke is. Oh no, it was like something about like no one runs in Bottles' family. then you go, oh, that joke is so old. And I go, well, at least it's not dead, like balls. And then it's just a pause and the child goes, Dad's dead? And you're like,
Bye.
bye. Just cuts to outside and you're like, well, I don't think we'll come back there anymore.
So, yeah, but you could admire rare games to the cows come home, I suppose. Really, can you? Yay! 9 seconds left in the clock. So, also, in, oh goodness, 2014.
We were talking about Game Big Knickers for a while, weren't we? Like 10 minutes ago.
That is because, of course, in Game Big Knickers launched that year with the very first series we did on there, which was the Lego Marvel Superheroes.
Yeah, so...
That was a bit of a... Well, the first play... Was that the first playthrough we did? Not series playthrough.
Well, both same thing, aren't they?
Same thing?
Yeah.
That was a bit of fun. I mean, we chose a nice, easy game for a reason, because as a first...
We wanted a game that we didn't have to think much about playing.
And could talk and have a nice little commentary going down, and yeah, it was quite an easy game play, like most Lego games are.
Yeah, I think actually, like, comparatively, back in I think it was 2018, Nick and I tried doing Lego Harry Potter, and I actually find that nowadays we have like the opposite problem. We need a game with like good gameplay and good story to keep the conversation going.
Yeah, because there's something about
for us,
the Lego is very basic, isn't it?
Yeah, and also when it's the thing about the Marvel one that helped as well is it was an original story.
Yeah, so it wasn't just fun.
Can I go that way? Or did I just...
No, that's a slide out, isn't it? Or slide in.
Am I going...
Through his, when it goes up, you go in, and that's where you come in. You went through the tooth.
I'm getting all disoriented.
You need to find the ability, don't you?
Yeah, just thinking that.
Isn't this back to the mouth? Oh no.
I think you can go through that hole, I swear.
Well, it's flat, so I don't see why you wouldn't.
Well, apparently I just did stupid with brain.
Yeah, I think I've got it wrong too. Anyway, it was just a nice, easy storyline to have in the background. Plus, it wasn't, before Infinity Wars and all that sort of stuff. So it wasn't following a particular storyline. So
it wasn't following any of the films. It was before. It was quite early in the MCU. It would have been about 2014.
Very, very early. Well,
Guardians 1 came out that year.
MCU. I looked this up the other day. Iron Man was 2009.
Yeah.
And that's the only one that Disney didn't have a hold on, because Disney took over and bought Marvel like immediately after that one, and then had control of all the other ones. So yeah, it would have been quite early on, and maybe like, I don't know.
Well, they still don't have the Hulk. They still can't make a solo Hulk movie for Universal rights.
And Universal, a bit like Sony and Spider-Man, they don't go with that anytime soon.
Except Sony are playing ball a bit more than Universal seems to.
Yeah, they're...
Well, to be fair, Universal obviously let the Hulk get used in all the films and stuff. They just can't make a dedicated solo Hulk movie, I think it is.
And they keep on saying, yeah, the Incredible Hulk, that's our Hulk, and you're just like, no.
Yeah.
Lol, fail. Also, we did the F-Zero X versus.
Do you remember doing that one shot?
I like F-Zero X.
Yeah.
And that was a good one shot to do. That was a bit of fun. Although cornering is always a bit of a issue.
There are no breaks.
No breaks.
That way's back to the mouth, or is this way back? No, well, there's no hole there,
so I'm going to say the other hole is back to the mouth.
I think we need to go out this way to get the nose. So.
Yeah.
Ow, whiplash is what the enemy is called. I like how all the enemies have names in this game. There's the level.
Is that actually called Whiplash?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. So yeah, we really enjoyed playing F-Zero X. That was a good versus to do, and of course Banjo Kazooie versus. And
that was our 4 years, yeah.
4 years, yeah, I suppose, yeah, only 4 years then. But yeah, that was a good giggle to do. I remember playing that and enjoyed it quite a lot. It's a good sort of easy one just to kind of talk through while playing, and that's probably why I didn't win. talk too much.
I think it was reasonably balanced, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't think I flat out failed.
I don't think I ran. Yeah, I don't think I ran away with it. Did I? I need to drop in there, but I need to pop up first.
Pop up first, and then drop in whenever you need to. Oh, there you go. So yeah, then we're moving on to Banjo Kazooie 13 to 17.
Do you remember mid-season break in Banjo Kazooie?
We did that for a reason, didn't we?
Yeah, because I was like middle of university and I needed a bit of time to actually do my course.
And not fail at university,
So,
which is fair enough.
We did that 13. Do you remember the stop and swap episode where Kazooie becomes a dragon?
I liked that, but then that did get you a bit
Screwed up the cutscenes.
screwed up the cutscenes because, of course, you had to play through quite a lot of it, didn't you? Because most of the footage and stuff like that.
Oh, so back when we started, we used a lot of Let's Play and long play footage for the episodes. As soon as it became Dragon Kazooie, I had to record every single episode's gameplay footage.
To be fair, that's what you've done ever since. So.
And that's actually far better.
Yeah, because then you can get exactly what you're kind of looking for without having to search through loads of
Get exactly what you're
footage.
looking for.
Probably why you're so good at doing this quite quickly. And that's a hole that you couldn't go up. I knew there was like one hole you couldn't go up. You just dropped down, didn't you?
Yeah. Again, I'm checking the view. I'm trying to remember what I'm missing. There's at least one Jiggy outside. We haven't got the Jinjo Jiggy. And I know where that other honeycomb piece is. I think I'm pretty much done here.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't think it matters which way we leave. I don't know why I just flew. I don't want to fly. I don't want to fly! Is it here? Oh no. What? Since we're just leaving, let's just go out this way, because this one's probably a bit easier.
So yeah, you were talking about episode 13.
That was like... It was a bit of an interesting one to write. There's a few episodes of Banjo Kazooie and Banjo Kazooie that get a bit meta with their narrative. Like I said, I don't mind meta at all. That one was like, obviously the stop and swap quest, and it took to different levels and different bits and different levels. Here it is. Oh, there's the last Jiggy there. You can see it through the grate.
You have to make your way around, don't you?
But first, always forget what that one is, to be honest.
So yeah, but it was an enjoyable mid sort of section, wasn't it? Like for a series, they all came out pretty well, and
the break I think ended up being shorter than some of the gaps between some of the later episodes, to be honest.
so it was one of those. We do like to warn people though if we know there is going to be a bit of a break or a bit of a delay, just because it's one of those. We don't want to have people waiting around or whatever. Or
Yeah, exactly.
it's just courtesy, but because like anyone, we need to fit this around what's good for us. And
14, if you remember, was the first one that you edited. Oh shit, I didn't see that.
I did. You're not quite got 100 jiggies yet, have you?
Oh my god, we lost all the notes.
Just think of where all those notes are as well. Don't worry, you haven't, but just don't.
How many notes do I... No, I've got all the notes.
Ah, okay, that'll be fine then. Die for as much as
Die for it. I don't care.
Die for all I can.
Yeah, episode 14 was the first episode you edited, if you remember.
Hey!
The Pterodactyl Land one.
Pterodactyl Land, yeah, I remember editing that. Because I think at the time I was still at uni as well. Yeah, cool.
You were...
I would have been at home by then.
Yeah.
But, at least after university by then. But yeah, that was an interesting experience. Philip got a lot of messages asking him stuff that I've probably already asked him, like, how do I do this again? Vicky, you can do da-da-da-da. How do I do this again? Aww, damn it. But it was a definitely learning curve, and I did like to help out as much as I can, and man, that came out alright, didn't it? Episode 14.
Yeah.
And the other ones I did.
And I think you also did, 17 or something like that? You did one of the Grunty Industries ones.
I did a couple down the road, didn't I?
Yeah. Pterodactyl Land has another one of my favourite episodes. Do you remember helping the dinosaur family?
Yep.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
Because that one is almost a self-contained, like A plot, B plot kind of dynamic.
I can't remember if we were talking about this since we started, or were we talking about this beforehand, but the differences between Banjo Kazooie and Banjo Tooie, especially for making like from the story aspect, is that Banjo Kazooie is very much singular levels, which Tooie is a lot more involved.
Yeah.
So I think Dinosaur Land is a perfect example of that. Because of course to get all the dinosaurs you have to go to all the different levels and stuff. There's so much included in that to get it. And I think that was put well into the storyline and stuff.
Yeah. I think the first bit of the episode you did was the Clungo fight.
Mm-hmm.
So that only meant you only had about half an episode in Pterodactyl Land. That episode ends on Terry, doesn't it?
Yes.
That's a funny one because it's like making fun of the fight by having it be like, let's fight, and then just shoot with one grenade, and they're like, ow, ow, actually, no, ow, that's
away,
not.
ow.
Then the second one starts with Terry and then goes on to, and then it's the third one, which is the one I'm thinking of, which is where it starts with Mumbo going to see the big dino, which is where one of my housemates voiced the dino mum. Because she does a very posh voice. She does a very good voice, actually.
Yeah, I do really. Everyone who has recorded for us over the years and stuff like that, they've all done a smashing job, really.
Yeah.
My favourite has to be Gobi, not just because he's done the most lines, but I can't imagine anyone else voicing Gobi, really.
Yeah. No, Nick does a fab job.
So, was in the GBK world at the time, we did Mario Kart Versus, which
So it's six
really,
parts.
Six
isn't it?
parts.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed doing that. As I said earlier, when it came to Diddy Kong Racing, I did prefer the Mario Kart over it. It was a lot of fun to do. What were you saying?
Yes. I think Mario Kart was a nice little fun short film, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it's just a little like mess around, and we both played all the levels so many times. It was just a good another feel-good one. Now, one of my favourite GBK series that we ever did, still to this day I'd say is one of my favourites, is Battle Block Theatre. Now that game, if you haven't checked it out, you do need to check out Battle Block Theatre because it's an amazing game, really well designed, and got so much kind of like satire and sort of like dark humour in it and stuff like that. It's so random too. Definitely check out our little video about our 32 episodes.
Yeah, I was surprised.
32 episodes on that.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that many.
We were recording remotely, weren't we? It was every Sunday, wasn't it? Sunday evening we went on Skype and did an episode.
But I really enjoy that because the storyline was really random. My big thing, when we do our two-player sort of games, I like a good second player because for me, I am normally the second player when we do stuff like that, and it makes so much difference to the gameplay for the second player. For example, we have done, this will be more recent stuff, Hat in Time, and I think...
Although saying that, when you add the DLC on, which is coming out in December, our Hat in Time series is 31.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so in the big scale of things, I just don't know, 32 seemed... Oh, no. 32 seemed like a lot.
Yeah.
But,
it was a lot. It's like over half a year.
I'm getting the way, aren't I?
Yes, you are. Vicky's back playing again, if you didn't guess.
What? No. Definitely can't tell, guys. Uh-oh.
That year as well was I'd never beaten Mega Man 2, so I did that as like a solo Let's Play on Gaming Big Knickers. I think that came out alright, but I definitely wasn't in the habit of like recording by myself. And to be honest, I still don't record by myself very often. The only thing I've done recently...
It's more enjoyable to do it more.
I prefer projects because of, people I do them with. It's not about the project sometimes. As much as I do projects by myself, like I've done, like we were saying earlier in this, I did what Ocarina of Time Randomizer as a stream, and actually streaming by myself is different to Let's Playing because there's an actual, it's live, so you kind of have to go with it. Whereas I think I get too much in my own head when I'm by myself.
And it's nice to have something to bounce off of as well.
Yeah.
And I suppose you can get a bit more. Well, the Zelda stream, because of course it was a randomizer, it was a lot more kind of like.
It was a good for
time consuming.
It was good for a first stream because it was a game I know, but in a way that I didn't. So I didn't have to worry about the controls or anything. I was just kind of.
And you knew the game like the back of your hand, but it was just. Cause I do think that's a nice way to make an old game more interesting.
So, kind of on that, they've made like a Mario 64 randomizer. They just put some stars in random places. I just don't find that as interesting. Because it's just putting the stars in random places, like they could be right by the start.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is like, part of me is like, is there any way that a Banjo Kazooie could do a randomizer? Obviously, you could do an entrance randomizer, which is something I had on for Zelda, which is randomised to temple entrances.
Ability randomizer, or would that make things too hard?
I think you'd just. The problem is, because of the progression of unlocking stuff, I think you'd have to program it in such a way that there's not the risk of bricking locking yourself out of bits of the game. Because obviously, if you go in the door of Mumbo's Mountain and it takes you to Click Clock Wood, all of a sudden there's a lot of stuff you just can't do because you can't even, do talent drop. So whilst I think there might be a way to do it, especially if you randomise the bottles molehills, and the randomizers.
To look into.
Yeah, like the randomizers have logic built in, so they, the Zelda ones, they can't give it an unbeatable seed. Like they don't put the bow behind an ice switch. Don't just take the L, take the loss.
But you dissed me. There you go. Revenge! Banjo's revenge. Knackers.
Oh no.
What was that? Piranhas.
Yeah. Keep your smelly feet out.
What? I do not have smelly feet. Well, I might do, I don't know.
Oh, they're not in. They've been on the ground a lot, so I guess they're probably quite smelly.
Yes, I was definitely talking about Banjo's feet. Oh no.
Bear in mind the boss fight of this, if you remember from our video on Tuesday, is just the yellow frogs, and they just keep coming at you. So you need to get good at killing these frogs. Because that's all the boss of this level is. They're just really annoying and they're jumping, aren't they?
You just need. No, it's okay as long as you time your rolls.
Yeah.
If you continue to roll as they jump, then unless you correct it, you will never get them. Like, why are there boots there?
You can use. I think there's some stuff behind the egg in the swamp.
Yeah, and isn't the egg? Wait, have I learnt the thing for the egg yet?
Yeah, you have to pound on the top of the egg.
Yeah, I'm thinking of two, aren't I?
Yeah, you don't hatch this one.
Oh, there's.
We want those. There we go.
What were we talking about?
We were talking about. Damn, I'm supposed to be the one keeping track.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, I was talking about solo Let's Playing, and then we went on to live stream, and then we went to randomizers.
Yeah.
We're talking about Banjo randomizer. I think there'll probably be ways to do it. I don't want it to be.
Don't.
You're just pounding on the end. You jump, then crouch. Yeah, a Banjo randomizer just put everything in a random place wouldn't be that interesting to me. Obviously, I know that some people like that kind of thing, so So I don't. It's on top again. Yeah, I'd be interested in something like that. I definitely like... And also there's a lot more Banjo Kazooie like mods and stuff coming out nowadays. Like obviously Super Mario 64 has been getting like hacks for years. But someone's like remade Ocarina of Time and Banjo Kazooie.
Are they actually?
With like the banjo textures and everything as well, not just importing the models, which like early things did. And like turned Ganon's tower into like Grunty's tower.
That is so funny.
Yeah, so it's quite interesting, and they've I believe there's people making like full custom banjo mods now.
It's amazing what people can do. Yay!
Maybe just create a bridge series of the different banjo mods. Just be like, oh, we're a Banjo Kazooie now. Banjo and Kazooie are in this world. I think that would get old very fast, so for us, as great, like, from a creative point of view.
There's only so much you can talk about, I suppose, isn't there?
Suggestion in the chat that Banjo Kazooie randomizer might be better. I mean, I think there might be more
things to talk about.
Yeah.
I suppose maybe more things to
more entrances.
randomise.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to do that one.
Especially if you include all the secret exits and all the like link-up exits in the randomizer, so you could end up going like...
Oh no.
Come on, you can do it.
He's after our gold. Maybe I'm after your booty. That's gold too.
Maybe quip after you kill them. As the Marvel superhero says to other Marvel superhero. These ones take 2 hits as well. I'm not sure how many gold feathers you have, but that is one way of just absolutely destroying this fight. It's the opposite way to doing the drop.
I don't think you have many left. I think you only one left last time.
You think you're up to like 3, so you could maybe kill 2 of them that way, but throw them and finish off.
Like this and that.
There you go.
Oh.
You killed like 3 of them, that was great. I think this is the last guy now.
Alright, first swear word of the night.
I think we have been... That's not the first swear word.
No, it is. I've been using knickers a lot.
No, I'm pretty sure I've... Oh, you're talking about yourself. I don't really think I've sworn.
Oh, you've been swearing all this time? Why did I hold off? Why did I hold back? Oh, you little... So.
Did you self-censor?
Ah! Oh, you're interested in that. Ah, no! Right, I think we have lost a conversation for watching me trying to get this.
I know.
There you go. Yes!
There you go. Yeah, so Mega Man 2, I beat that. Now I haven't done it in a while, but I can beat that in like an hour and a half now.
Yeah?
Like, which is pretty standard, because it's not a long game. But obviously that first series, I learned quite a lot doing that. And I think it's definitely a skill to like do videos and stuff. I think definitely, at the moment, I'm using the word definitely too much. At the moment, we're doing a lot of recording. Because obviously I'm doing the podcast, we did the tier list videos, we're doing GBK, we're doing a way out for me and Nick playing games. So it is like a skill that you need to practice and you get rusty. Like, I don't know about you, I haven't recorded with you for a while. If neither of us have recorded for a while, it can take a little bit to get back in the swing.
And it's just again, I think, would you say this is accurate that recording with Nick is different than recording with me?
Oh, absolutely.
So you need to get the sort of like swing with the right person and the humour and what you kind of want out of the gameplay as well.
Yeah, and like, we have different criteria for the games that we choose for Let's Plays as well. Like, Nick used to be, because obviously the stuff of Nick came as a spin-off to the podcast. So the original scope was games based on movies, franchises, which is why we did Star Wars, Clone Wars, Aliens, Colonial Marines, and Lego Harry Potter. Now Nick has loosened it and he just wants a game with melodrama as his new criteria.
Melodrama? Because
he likes the melodrama in A Way Out. He likes like the plot beats in it and like being able to like comment on the story. That hasn't premiered yet. That also comes out in December. That's a great... We got 2 great series coming out in December.
A Way Out, if you haven't checked it out already, is a great way to kill a good, 6 to 8 hours.
Yeah.
And of course it's only available 2-player. I've got to admit these days... Oh, I have to be listening now, don't I?
I already don't remember.
I'm pretty good at this. Okay. I was actually focusing on the eggs, but you know, we'll get those in a minute. Yeah, definitely check it out if you've got a birdie who you want to play a good 2-player game with. But of course, once you've played it, replay value goes down a bit.
Yeah, as you could play it as the other character you didn't play it as, but outside of that. But yeah, that was his criteria, so I'm trying to think of the one to follow up. We haven't finished A Way Out yet. Did you get that?
Concentrate.
Okay. This is cruel. I think we make a joke about that in our series.
Child abuse or something.
Yeah.
I thought it was dark blue next.
Is it purple instead, or?
Started with yellow. No.
Mine,
no.
yeah, you lose. Oh, I'll focus as well.
It was yellow, pink, blue. Then it's pink, then dark blue. Yeah. That's the order I got it wrong.
Yellow, light blue, pink, light.
No.
No, yellow,
Yellow,
pink,
pink,
light blue, pink, dark
blue.
Yeah.
I went to dark blue too early. Sorry, we've gone a bit radio silent.
You're focusing
On turtles. So in the lesson 3.
There's one more, yeah.
Everything good happens in threes apparently, especially in Nintendo games.
Yeah.
Right. So that's
Purple,
purple, dark blue,
light, red, pink, purple.
red. So it's purple,
Purple, dark,
light, no, it's pink, wasn't it?
yeah.
And purple. No,
Oh, was it purple next? Let's try not to die in here.
No, I'm gonna go out and come back.
No, just read it. Just ask him.
No,
Otherwise,
no.
you have to start on lesson 1 again.
That's fine in a way.
No,
But-
I've got my whiteboard. We'll cheat. Hold on.
I don't want to die.
I know.
I don't want to die.
Hold on. I'm gonna be stood up here. I'll sit down in a minute. I'm sure the mic can probably still pick me up if I project my voice a bit.
Are you ready? Purple, dark, light, red, pink, purple, red. That's the way I got it wrong. Got that?
So purple, dark blue, light blue, red, purple, no, pink.
Don't do that to me, dude. We will die. And then it was red,
That was red,
then pink, purple, red.
pink, purple, red.
Right, we need to... Once we've done... There you go. Right.
Right, I can sit back down again now. I'm going to grab a drink whilst I'm stuck. Anyway. I said anyway, then I left the room.
Yay! Got it! We need to go and get some life.
Have you got the honeycomb bit that's above the...
I don't know. Above the... You keep starting sentences and not finishing them.
I'm back now.
No, you said above there, and then you walked off.
His desk, his parapet, his hymn sheets. No, not on him, on there. Yeah.
Oh.
Little funny story being written in the chat by the looks of it. Hasn't come through yet. Whilst that comes through, 2016 is Banjo Kazooie episodes 18, 19, 20, 21. Which 18 is Grunty's Industries with the worker bunnies.
Yep. One of our, I know, it's Grunty's Industries, so it wasn't the best environment to work off of. But I think you did a good storyline with the bunnies and everything. All things considering.
I think there's boots there to enjoy. So the story is, because we covered F-Zero-X for Big Nostalgia.
Yeah.
You commented saying, "Oh, I've never played that game. Well, that looks fun," and then realised about a few months later that you already owned it.
That's definitely something I do.
It's what I do on PC more than N64 because
We've all been there.
Because Steam sales and like Humble Bundles, you'll be like, yeah, I'll pick that game up. It looks nice. You can't get any of the stuff under there until you're the crocodile.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You can go up and blow the huts up.
I'm gonna go and blow some huts. That's what you said.
Up. Very important.
No, I've got to admit, I've done that before. I've gone, oh, I've never played this game before, and then I've been like, oh, actually. Oh, actually, I've definitely played that, and I haven't even done a Let's Play, so let's move on from that now. But,
Wait, were we talking about that earlier? Oh yeah, we were. We're going to get... That's this year. So we can talk about... is there anything more on those Banjo episodes? Then... What's the level after Grunty's Industries? Is it Cloud Cuckoo Land?
Dear old Cloud Cuckoo Land, eh?
Feels too early for that.
But it is. It is next.
No, it's Hellfire Peaks.
Oh.
That has one of what probably took me a lot longer than was worth it for the joke, but it's a sequence I'm very pleased with, which is the Arrested Development intro. Oh, that's one thing I didn't mention. Do you remember when we did the A-Team intro for Banjo Kazooie?
Yes. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun.
And then we repeated it in Banjo 2 with the Arrested... Because you've never seen Arrested Development, have you?
No.
It's the... I'm trying to remember the replacement narration. Oh, that's from feeding the... Oh, you haven't been feeding the crocodile's eggs.
No. Did I come up all the way up?
But everyone, going to the top still gets you a jiggy, but you're just going to have to backtrack it.
Where's my jiggy?
It's up one... It's the other way.
Oh.
So you can double jump back. The main thing that spring pad is for is for getting that mumbo token and getting it back.
I'll do that instead. We'll go and feed a crocodile then. Fine.
There's like... This is the story about how a camel got like locked up and everyone who annoyed him along the way, like doing like the Ron Howard voice, which is the narrator.
Over it again.
I find this one quite difficult to get, even though it's not right there. But you can always just come back when you get the...
But it feels like I could try and get it now just so I don't have to come back.
I mean, you have to come back anyway.
Right, you were saying about Arrested Development.
And yeah, like the intro sequence and doing it for like the Banjo cast was quite fun. That was a painstaking recreation, I think, in Vegas. Literally taking screenshots of the actual opening, photoshopping bits out, creating all these different layers and stuff, so it all looked... It was basically a bit of a Frankenstein's monster of a timeline, but it looked visually accurate, so it didn't matter.
And you didn't mind putting in the extra hours, did you?
I'm pleased with how it came out.
Yeah.
Sometimes
it's where...
the two Gobi episodes were definitely more editing effort, but they were both... I think I'm really pleased with how they both came out, because they're really weird, like, different styles of episode. Which is what I enjoy. I enjoyed when we did, like, full episodes that were just not really following standard format. Just like Gobi episodes. There's an episode where we write it from, like... What are you trying to do?
I've got these boots on.
Yeah, you can walk around the corner there.
Yeah, I might wait for them to come back.
You can press B to cancel out.
So the most time possible. And you were saying?
Oh yeah, it's Gobi. Yeah, because those ones always had... Gobi was like the Prime Minister of Gobi's Valley, wasn't he? But then we depose him.
Yeah, for no reason.
For no reason, other than we're just a bit bored.
Oh no.
Just climb up the thing behind. Well, you're saying no, but you're doing it.
That doesn't help me not to... Why it does.
And then the Hellfire Peaks one as well was like the two dragons.
They were fun.
I think that's one of the only times I've ever pitch shifted.
Can I jump that?
Probably not.
No, with the amount of lives. No. I think he's banging you on the head. But yeah, the Hellfire Peaks one was quite an interesting one to record as well, because there's so many stories in that bit. And of course the aliens. I enjoyed voicing the aliens.
Yes, the aliens. Well, those first came in
Water one.
Yeah, Jolly Roger's Lagoon, which is where we were also drunk. We get thrown out of Jollies for being drunk and disorderly.
Oh yeah. There's some really good storylines in there.
And I like how the aliens, you were doing what you called an alien voice, which to be fair it was, you're like me, 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 me. And there's like an outtake that we left in, which is like, oh, it's really hard, because I was like doing like a really posh voice for my alien.
Yeah.
And you were like, I was like, oh, it's really difficult doing this voice all the time. And you went, this is why I went for this one.
This is a bit easier to do.
I mean, that sounds almost a bit Irish or something.
Yeah. That sounded less alien-y.
There you go.
I didn't want to die. Not for the notes.
We concluded...
Isn't there a thingy in here that is worth doing? Or Jiggy or something you can get?
Mumbo's in there.
I know Mumbo's in there, but isn't there something else?
Oh, there's a timer. Oh, that's a pain in the ass. I don't even like doing that one. You're doing that one. No, you have to go through the maze together.
Well, there's two in this level I'd say is a bit of a pain in the bum, which is
it both the timers?
Both the timer ones, so I suppose it's only fair if I at least try one of them. If not, try them both and you actually do both. That's like perfectly timed.
Yeah, also that year was the first year that we concluded doing GBK, because I think we just didn't have the time for it at the time. So we did, you remember our 7-episode Pokemon Stadium series where we couldn't remember the type advantages? I only remember we can't remember the type advantages because we had somebody in the comments of every video telling us the type advantages that we'd forgotten. It's like, well, it's too late now, we've done it!
Right. This is the one, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's quite a short timer and it's quite a thin path, so do you want to...
You can't get the camera behind the camera.
Because the camera... It's like the little Lakitu in the cloud, except it's like a whale or something, because it can't fit behind anything. Four, 3, 2, hey.
Whoa! First time! Yeah! Right, how do I get back? Slowly.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's no rush to get back, so you can go as slowly as you need to.
Right.
And this was also double blind, which which was the one that you couldn't remember earlier, where we were saying
Yeah, I forgot
doing a
we
one
did
shot
that
of a game and
episode.
forgetting.
I thought it was a good concept. It just didn't really take off the ground, did it?
So double blind, if you didn't get...
Ah!
Oh no, you've got 4 hearts, so just... Yeah, go for the pole, and then climb the pole, and then jump from there. Oh, grab those. Double blind was a concept we came up with. Well, we recorded it the year before, and it just kind of sat in to be edited, and we just can be asked. Well, I say we.
It was quite
It was basically the idea of double blind was that it was a versus, like a race, but neither person had played the game before, and it was meant to be more laid back than a race because obviously there's going to be, you know.
bits you don't understand or bits you haven't
Yeah, I think it'd
come
be.
across before, or whatever.
I think it'd be pretty dumb to get competitive over beating someone at a game that neither of you have ever played. It's not exactly a show of skill, as it is maybe luck, aptitude for games. But anyway, we came up with this concept. We did a first episode of Star Fox, the original one on the SNES.
And I do
we
think
hadn't
the
played
first
it.
episode was pretty good. Once I saw it, I remembered it, and I enjoyed doing it at the time. It just, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those one shots that if you don't... I'd forgotten it, to be honest. When I was compiling this list of what we made every year, I was like, oh yeah.
And oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
Hmm.
Had a lot of those moments.
Go back.
I noticed my mistakes straight away.
So yeah, I'm not sure. Well, the thing is, I don't think we'd go back to that. That's an interesting idea, but I'm quite happy doing regular series at the moment. We've got, a Hat in Time DLC coming in December. I think it's January or February Shovel Knight will follow it up. And we're doing more Shovel Knight tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Which is fun. I like doing, because we like the games that are the proper co-op.
Yeah. I think I was saying about co-op before, wasn't I? And how it is quite good as a normal second player if these games actually dedicate some time and effort into their second character.
What's behind the behind the seat?
And I found another one.
Yeah.
And I found that in the cat theatre one, the
Battle Block Theatre.
I found that they did that really well.
Yeah.
Which is really enjoyable. It's like my work here is like, he's so cute. I think they definitely need to make like a one of the websites that we go on to has made some awesome Banjo Kazooie merch that you definitely need to check out. But one of the things they need to do, they've made little plush toys of the Jinjos. I feel they need to make a little plush collection of all the little like
all the Banjo transformations.
yeah, a little pumpkin, a little crocodile, a little toilet.
Well, you know they've made like a plush ukulele.
Yeah.
Somebody was like, my kid decided to try and feed my uke because they like clearly a baby had gotten hold of it. So I put them in my banjo and it showed ukulele in the washing machine.
Oh, boo. I think there's something behind there.
Now you're just hearing the bounce of the thing.
Oh,
You can kill these, by the way, because you've got your little bite move. If you bite and jump, you can like sometimes kill them. And he gives you 2 because it's more difficult.
Son of a gun.
So with this, you got to get the stuff on the ground by the huts, and obviously also you're going against Mr. Vile, who's the evil crocodile.
Yeah, but I might just do a bit of exploratory just to get anything I might have missed in the more.
Although without the speed boots, it will be more difficult.
What for Mr.
Yeah.
Place?
Because you can usually use like the speed boost for that. It's one of the few times where you need to move from a later level. Well, you don't. But the thing is, you don't need it either.
You can still do it, just a bit more tricky.
Yeah.
See, I can get these ones.
No.
Apparently, I eat piranhas rather than the other way. Okay.
Well, I think maybe your feet just don't smell anymore.
Crocodile feet must smell.
That's the job for the scientists. Right, so that we concluded GBK for like the first year. It didn't actually go away for very long, all things considered. It came back 2 years later.
It was a long, yeah.
In the whole scheme of things, it seemed like a long time ago.
Sorry.
Nope, that's fine. So then going into the penultimate year of Banjo, 22 through 25, this was Cloud Cuckoo Land, and it was also all the way up to the penultimate episode, which was the second Grumpy song.
Yeah, which is the ruined
Chicago.
Oh, have we already done the Jungle Book one?
The Jungle Book was the Banjo Kazooie, so we went. That was in the finale of Banjo Kazooie. That was.
This was the Chicago one. That was a lot of fun as well. Did like the Chicago one.
And also, it was the first time we did a full song as well, because obviously the whole joke before was that Grunty kept getting interrupted.
Yeah.
And that was mostly because it was quite difficult to do the entire song that way. Whereas we did the full lyrics to
Chicago.
Yeah, it was Roxy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I wanted it to be something quite grand for the finale.
Yeah, you suck. I just want to not miss any. Think one, I am the crocodile.
Yeah,
There's nothing worse than coming back and thinking that it would be easy.
Well, you're gonna.
to
I think you need to be the crocodile to. Oh no, it's only if you want to go for the Cheeto pages, which I'm not sure what you fussed about.
No, to be fair, Cheeto was a lovely little adaptation, and I think it was good that it was included, but it's not really a necessity in my book. I didn't go up here.
Oh, you can't. At the moment.
I'm a crocodile.
Am I gonna win?
Is there anything down here? I better go and find that big crocodile.
Do you remember the one time we couldn't record lines together because I was recording my lines and it was making you laugh too much?
Which
For
episode
Cloud
was
Cuckoo
that?
Land.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Did I have to say that? Like, go away? Too funny.
No, you were like, I need to leave the room because I'm laughing. You were laughing in my takes too much.
And you're just like, dude, I am trying to record it.
I'm a professional.
Well, I would
Do you
say
remember?
What?
Which character I was voicing?
Mr. Fit?
You voiced Mr. Fit.
I voiced Mr. Fit, so not Mr. Fit.
No.
No. Who are you voicing?
Do you remember the beans can?
Oh, yeah, no. I remember why I couldn't stop laughing. That was so funny.
I'm gonna get thrown at my phone. And you were just cracking up and I was like, Vicky,
shut up! And then me just go.
To be fair, you could just do that. You could come back for that later when we do have the speed boots. The main thing now would be just making sure we've got all the notes so we don't have to collect them. You got 75.
So
View totals anyway, let's go down.
So we know two of those. One's the speed one, which you're going to do, and one's the...
I didn't say I was going to do it.
I did the other one.
Okay,
That's definitely what I thought we agreed.
Speed 1, Feeding the Crocodiles, Mr. Vile. Do we have all the Gingos?
No. Missing
Gingers.
green.
So
What's a green ginger? It might be at the top. You know that's where most of the notes will be, at the speed bit, at the top.
Oh, it is there, yeah.
Yeah. So if I go there, are you sure you don't want me to go in and do crocodile?
It's up to you. You can give it a go.
I just don't want to die. That's my
He give you
big-
like a bite if you lose, but it depends how much health do you have now.
Oh, is it a little race?
You don't die if you lose. You have to eat the things before him.
Oh yeah, I can give that a go. I remember that. But if he gives me a little bite if I lose.
But you can just run out the door.
Yeah, I might just.
But he is faster than you, so you need to be a bit careful. You've got full. You don't.
Oh, that's yours.
Oh, you know full on gold as well. So then.
Alright, let's give it a go.
Although the Cloud Cuckoo Land episodes is one of my favourite like back and forths. You know the race with Canary Mary when you're riding the little mouse.
Yep.
And it's when we lose the first time.
Mouse? I thought it
There's
was
a little clockwork mouse. Second. In Glutter Gulch Mine, you're riding the minecart. Your B is to eat, and you just want to eat as many as possible. Bear in mind it's multiple rounds, so you need to win this one first. You're just mashing bees. It's like that Simpsons episode clip. Alright, Pie, I'm gonna be doing this.
If you get in the way,
it's your own fault. That's basically what you're doing right now. Okay, nummies, I'm gonna be doing this.
Mashing B. If you get in the way, it's your own fault. Ah!
Nothing. You do need to win. A draw as soon as a loss.
Oh, right, a better run.
Yeah, you heading for the. Oh, he's
Closer.
Yeah, just run. I've got a comment in chat that apparently we need more random videos of Grunty singing.
Oh, no.
I think, yeah, it looks like it takes 2.
Right, no, I'm not good.
Take that. Yeah, grab that. Robin.
That's what you get for biting me. You need more clips of me singing.
Grunty singing.
Grunty singing. What, like, from the actual episodes or tonight?
New ones, I guess.
New ones.
Not sure tonight. My neighbours might find it a bit strange.
We had a cat wailing and we were worried about you.
But it does. I suppose as we're getting close to the end, we're on obviously the finale of Banjo Kazooie now. Oh, although before we go to that, I guess we did. Do you remember the look back we did, like the 3-part podcast on looking back on Banjo Kazooie Bridge? Well, we did some Q&As there. I think we got asked about like editing. We got asked our favourite moments. So it'd be interesting to go back and see if that's changed.
Yeah, and see what our favourite moments were at that point. Because of course a lot has. I do feel like a lot has changed. 10 years now. 10 years. Change me back.
Well, this was 2017. So this was 3 years ago. It was round about the time of the 7th.
Did we do anything for that?
These videos are now released in November, so I think that's what we considered doing it. So doing something for it.
Well, 7's not really 10, you know.
Yeah, 10
double digits. 10 you have to.
Yeah. But then the finale, and that was, to be honest, the finale, the Cauldron Keep bit went from being 3 episodes to 2 episodes to 3 episodes to 2 episodes, I think. I can't remember where the split was though. I just remember that the first bit was always... Oh, the first bit was originally called Plungo Unchained. As in like Django Unchained.
Yeah.
How
come I didn't get that in time?
Did you miss Top Up?
Just.
But it kept the episode that was originally going to be part 2. So I don't know where the split originally was when we were planning these out. But the episode ended up being called, number 25 that is, was called Bottles Live and Reloaded. Because that was the name of the Conquer game. And obviously it was Bottles Comes Back to Life. And then I believe the finale was being written under the name something really long. It was like How to Get Ahead with Gruntilda Winky Bunyan.
Obviously.
So obviously what happens in the episode. But I'm really pleased we went with the event.
Oh no! I'm trying to get some life. Nope.
I've got tablet on my lap.
Yeah, but I can't risk dying. I will get us further. Oh, that thing is dead.
Do you remember what we called the final episode of Banjo Kazooie?
Well, not that
Bridge.
one. Not the Winky Bottom one, was it?
No, we gave it a really short title. Do you remember what the first episode of Banjo Kazooie was called? Because then
Pilot.
It's called Banjo Pilot, yeah.
So Banjo Finale.
I thought you were going to get us over there safely.
I did say that, didn't I? Is there anything I can kill him out here? I killed it all.
It's all dead. There might be a honeycomb box near the start.
No, I think I killed. No, oh no, I might have.
There's a honey box comb up on this
Up there,
part.
and I was going to go up there anyway.
Did you want me to do this race?
No, well you can do it, or just go up there and get the notes to start off with. So what's the last one called? There we go.
Banjo Finale with 2 E's.
Finale. It's annoying that one dropped down.
Yeah, it's probably. You're gonna be trading a life for a life there, aren't you? You're gonna get one and immediately lose one.
Or more, so.
Right, I'm gonna do this race bit now. Can you take the tablet off
Are
me?
you definitely going to do the race?
Yeah. Well, you said it was my job.
Yeah, I did, but we did say we're going to have to come back.
Oh, I jumped in this one.
We're going to have to come back for the crocodile anyway, aren't we?
Yeah, so it's called Banjo Finale.
Nani!
To be like a mirror of Banjo Pilot. Oh, flip.
No, maybe not.
Bail.
Dale! You haven't got all the notes yet. Have you?
No.
Just go nice and slowly. Get the rest of the notes. Obviously don't worry about the
Yeah, it doesn't matter if we die or if we get 100 notes. Because we can just do the jiggies we've missed.
Yeah.
We just got a comment saying loving the humour in the Hag 1 fight. If you remember, it was like, hello, Banjo and the other one.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever... that, to be fair, I'm not sure if there is any other real direct interaction between Kazooie and Grumpy.
One, yeah, the episodes are
In the game, to be honest. Outside of what Grunty's revenge.
with Kazooie specifically or Banjo?
Just Kazooie.
Yeah, I don't think so. I suppose when she talks to her when it's just Kazooie walking around.
So there's obviously the Manuel bit. Oh, where's the manual? Hello. No, not you, Manuel. Manuel, you're sat on the manual.
That was such a silly joke, though.
It was so dumb. I loved it. And the bit when Grunty asks why it hurts when she pees is one of the questions in the quiz.
Yeah, that quiz. I do think that was a nice way for Rare to kind of not end, but do kind of like a mini end. That quiz was very unique, and they did carry that on to the Tutti one.
We're talking about the quiz and the final battle.
Oh.
Because you remember there's questions asked.
Is those notes up there? Where are those notes? I didn't check up there. You're only on 95.
First,
Oh, that's right.
I'm stopping us from dying straight away.
That is clever. You are clever.
And up there is where you met Bones.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about climbing.
Oh, up the thing.
Yeah, not...
First off,
Oh, I haven't done any of those, have I? I haven't done that one.
and then the final song for that was just a straight cover. So, do you remember the song that we were going to? Because obviously we did My Way, which I still think was... We did it before Team 4 Star did it as well.
Everyone's just copying us? No.
Everyone is copying us.
Dragon C. Team 4 Star. Up here. I haven't climbed that. Post. I don't know what's that one. Might be nothing.
Well, we're just looking for 5 notes.
Oh, no eggs. But yeah. So you heard it here first, folks. Restart shit.
We inspired the Perfect Cell song from the end of episode 60.
But My
feeling-
Way. What was the original song going to be?
We wrote a parody of the credits song from one of the port games.
Oh no, you did.
It was
That was so good. I enjoyed reading that.
It was
From
Portal 2, Portal 1.
No, it's Portal 2 because Portal 1 I think just ends on the picture of the cake, doesn't it?
No, there's a song in both of them.
Oh no, it was a trailer song, wasn't it? In Portal 1. It was definitely Portal 1.
Because you'd never played Portal, so I had to get you to play Portal and then be like, I wrote this parody of this song in this game you've just beaten.
You need to like appreciate this, and I was like, oh yes I do. Now I know what you're talking about. I really appreciate it. And yeah. But why didn't we use that in the end, did we?
I think it's just too complicated to get it to work.
With Grunty's voice as well.
Yeah, it ended up being a bit too wordy because obviously GLaDOS has a very different voice to... Oh, why didn't I just slide down properly? Grr.
But trying to get Grunty's voice in that sort of tune, I remember...
No, it was number 2. It was number 2. Because the first one is it was a triumph. Making it... And this was the... You've got your sword, save my blood.
I remember...
That's what I'm counting on.
I remember trying to make that work. I just couldn't. I couldn't make it work. Very frustrated. But I'd definitely be, you know...
Did you see where that crocodile went? I was looking
Yeah.
at chat.
It was at the top of the houses.
Okay. We're still looking for those 5 minutes, so might as well just continue doing this one.
Then it'd literally be Mr. What's his face to beat later. They're going to be somewhere really stupid, aren't they?
I reckon they're going to be in the swamp somewhere at the back.
Yeah.
Which will be really annoying because it means you have to get transformed. Unless we've got enough health by that point that we can just tank a few hits.
Even at the last bit, once we get the 100, it doesn't matter if we die.
Did you get the thing that's in?
No. Because I kept trying and said it was really annoying for you to get it visually.
It is annoying to get it.
Was that why you were hoping that I did it?
A little bit.
That was by the crocodile bit.
No, the comment in chat was just how much more fun the quiz bits are in Banjo than they are in ukulele.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I could see what they were going with, but they made it too much part of like...
And also it was asking, like, it was
like,
just...
too much part of the storyline, that's what I'm thinking.
You had to do it
was only
3
just-
times.
Yeah, it was just something funny at the end, just before the big bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't like mandatory. And
It's-
of course, Dr. Quack does it, doesn't he?
It is mandatory in all games, but Dr. Quack does it, but Dr. Quack does it 3 times. So it basically replaces the Klungo fight, which is not really the idea of the quiz.
And the Klungo fight was fun, because he uses different potions, and they are in random orders, aren't they?
Yeah, it's all randomised. What are the 2 last G's?
I got the evil crocodile.
Evil crocodile.
It's not the...
I listed all 4 of them earlier, didn't I? Oh, and we still haven't done the final crocodile, golden crocodile. We're not
No, that's the one you're doing at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah. Let's
By
finish.
the-
Let's finish what I'm doing first.
By the crocodile.
Over here.
Yeah, by his butt.
Crocodile butt.
Crocodile butt. But, so yeah, another thing ukulele, I just feel like the different time periods as well that these things came out, ukulele came so much later than Banjo Kazooie, obviously.
That's behind the tail.
Yeah. That this is like stuff they should have potentially got wrong in Banjo Kazooie and then improved for ukulele, not the other way around.
We stop going on about ukulele.
What's that? Oh, that was
That was a live that went on earlier.
Yeah, I suppose we shouldn't we?
So if we just say like when Banjo Kazooie ended, we were a little bit like, well, what do we do now? This is all we've ever known. And we took a bit of a break from like.
Was that episode 26, the last episode?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so weird because we had been doing it for so long. What, 8 years at that point, and we didn't want to give up doing the YouTubing and just call it quits because we both still got so much enjoyment from it.
Yeah,
But
but
at the
we weren't
same time, we
ready.
didn't-
We didn't want another 8-year project.
No, we wanted like a bit of fun. We wanted something that we could do together. We wanted something that also we had to think about like living arrangements and being able to organise it and sort it out and stuff like that. think we've got quite a good thing down now, don't we?
What, in terms of scheduling?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've got it all. It all runs pretty much like
Smoothly.
clockwork now, yeah, which is really good. Because as much as obviously it's fun to work on those occasional one-shots and stuff like that, it is quite nice to know that, like, big nostalgia we look at every Christmas, decide what we're going to do, we record. I have a feeling the 5 notes are here. No, they're not. These are the ones. This is where I usually forget them, to be honest.
No, we did get them right at the beginning. I'm thinking they're underneath where the houses are.
No, you got those. You went.
I went
all of them.
under. I didn't check the back wall though.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Let's go check. But anyway, so big nostalgia was a idea I came. Basically, I really enjoyed doing the podcast with Nick, which was like news and stuff. But I wanted to do something that was like
A bit more our sort of cup of tea. I mean, you don't want to just carbon copy what you and Nick are doing.
yeah. I wanted, but I thought like the whole podcast format of like the discussion, the more laid back.
Yeah, no, I saw something.
No, I think. Oh,
No, over there in the corner. There they are.
is
Right,
there?
you're going to have to get some... Oh, there's some boots.
Thank Christ.
Yes!
I was really dreading having to go and become crocodile again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5!
Can you imagine if there was only 4?
We'd be like, what?
You're like, well, fine. We're only getting 99. We're going back.
And then Bottles would be like, your record for this level is 99, and us just crying in the corner.
In chat saying it's great that we are branching out from just doing a bridge video stuff and stuff. And we appreciate those comments, because when we first started doing Big Nostalgia, there was 1 or 2 people who was like, do DK a bridge? And I was like, no, we're not doing that.
And the whole point of doing any of these sort of things is finding something interesting, something new, making sure that we have plenty to talk about. So it makes it interesting for us, it makes it interesting for you, and it's been really.
Where's the other?
It's a crocodile. The
No,
jiggy
the-
is a crocodile.
the
You mean the
honeycomb.
honeycomb? I don't know where honeycombs are, I'm afraid. We could always just check it out when we do the crocodile.
We'll
notes.
come back, yeah.
Yeah. But it's just about making it interesting, not just for you guys, but for us as well, and trying out different things. That's why, like the double blind, it doesn't matter that it didn't work. I mean, we had a good try on it, and it was fun to make it, but ultimately we just found interest down other pathways.
Oh, we can get that.
So yeah, it's just finding what works for us, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, and
we didn't want it to make it too similar to any of Phil's other works.
well, you know, you find projects that fit people as well, and it's something that would fit me and you is not the same as we said earlier for the gaming. It's the same as not the same as what fits me and Nick. But yeah, so we did a pilot for Big Nostalgia, so we wanted to test whether the idea worked, and we tried to do the entire Smash series, which I think was too much, which is why future ones only focused on 1 game at a time, and why we may do episodes on Smash games again in the future, even though we've technically covered all of them. I'm looking at chat. I want, one's got a comment. With Mario 64 sometimes, there's some stars that are so easy, I can do them on autopilot. And I once did it, I once did a star whilst not looking at the screen, having a chat with one of my housemates. And it freaked him out. He was like, he said watching my hands was like watching a mechanical vice at work, because it was like precise movements. Like, I'm not even that great at Mario 64. It was just a really early star.
It says here, GBK returns, of course with Lego Racers and 2 Point Hospital.
Yeah, so this is, we did like an update video, I think, then. We were like, we're doing, GBK is back, was like our big headline.
Yeah. Well, it was nice to get back into the swing of things. And
I think the Lego Racers one is a really fun mini-series. It's like
Lego
only 3
Racers-
videos, isn't it?
Lego Racers was a really weird sort of time in Lego games, because it, of course, came out before basically Lego got the rights to like everything, and just decided to. This is going to be 1 for 1, isn't it?
Yeah. I thought it was worth a risk because sometimes you get a bit of a delay.
Because at that point, Lego, as in the company, and definitely at the park, was pushing its own games in the idea of making up original content, and that's where you got like some of the Lego stories and stuff like that before they got involved with like Marvel and Disney and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so that was
back in the days of Lego Island and stuff like that.
Yeah, so that was where you found Lego Racers, and that game, I mean, you got to literally build your car from scratch if you wanted to out of Lego pieces.
Yeah.
And the characters, I mean, they weren't like the most inventive, but all the faces were available from the beginning, all the bodies were available from the beginning. You could customize it to an extent.
You unlocked car pieces, didn't you? Though.
Yeah, but not character pieces, I don't think. Except for specific characters for specific cars, as you like completed that race round or whatever.
Yeah.
But nothing like these days where you have to download everything. I sound like such an old fart when we say stuff like this, but
back in the days
before downloading.
We hit the witch switch in that level as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
You did.
Yes.
So we can jump through and get this jiggy.
But the door's not open.
This one. Alley-oop.
Oh yeah, through the hat.
Oh, the TV is about to turn off because it's idle. Hold on.
Hold on. Technical moment.
Because we have the very fancy setup today. We've been able to put the stream on the TV, which means that we can sit on the sofa and record rather than
Which is so much better for a long recording session like this.
Yeah. Rather than at the desk.
So, we really enjoyed doing the Lego races, and of course 2 Point Hospital, that was just a one-off, wasn't it? And I was playing through for the first time.
Yeah, it was the first impressions for you. I'd played a little bit.
Now, I don't know if any of you have heard of
Theme Hospital?
Back in the day, that was a lot of fun, and 2 Point Hospital is a game on Steam, which has done a really good job.
I think it's on console now as well.
Is it actually? Which has done a really good job in having the sort of esque of Theme Hospital.
I think it's made by some of similar people.
So that was a big favourite of ours back in the day, and Phill had found it, and he was kind of like, "You play it," and then he was like, "Oh, you play it, and I'll record." And I was like, "Okay, I didn't argue. Lots of fun for me." So
yeah,
that's
one that we definitely could have done more of. But a game like that, before we know it, it'd have been even longer than Battle Block Theatre.
Yeah, that's one that you could easily get lost in, and also, I suppose the whole highlight of doing that one was the fact that I'd never played it before.
Yeah.
Then we move on to 2019, which was only last year.
Yeah, we're getting into the modern day now.
Modern day.
Modern ABK.
We've got Big Nostalgia 2 to 10, plus 1 bonus, and top 10. So that was our
first full series.
First full series with the Big Nostalgia. Now, I really enjoyed doing that because although it just made my playlist ever so long.
I know what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Sorry.
Like, when we did Super Mario 64, all I wanted to do was find an emulator. Luckily, I found the DS version, of course with Wario, Yoshi and Luigi as well. But it was just like, oh, I must play through these games. Oh, could I make one of those pictures? And all that kind of stuff. It was like loads of nostalgia.
Well, Mario 64 was our opener for season 2. That was this year.
Yeah, that was this year. Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
It was ages ago that we did that, though.
I know, right? What was the first season? No, was Tom and Jerry the first season or the second season?
Yeah, so we did.
Tom and Jerry was pretty good as well.
Ocarina.
One of those ones, just hold on to Tom and Jerry. Yeah. That's one of those ones that you, it's not like a main headliner sort of game, but I just remember having so much fun playing, and the Big Nostalgia has been a great way just to kind of relive some of those fond memories. I mean, it's even got nostalgia in the name. So, you're going to do the list?
So season 1, obviously Smash Bros was the pilot.
Yep.
I'm going to go learn the move in Gobies and then go into Freeze Easy so we can do it all at once.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. You do you, my darling. You do you. I'm cool. She's cool. I'm cool.
You know, the way that makes me know that you're definitely cool is the fact that you've said it like 6 times.
You know, repetition is how you judge cool factor, obviously.
Nervous repetition of cool is definitely cool.
So yeah. And making the top 10 as well, because I think it's always good when you do a specific sort of comparison like that. It's good to have a top 10 just so you can look back and actually.
And also, those are fun videos to write. Like,
we took turns.
Compared to, well, for the research for those videos, we took turns. For the top 10, compared to like Banjo Kazooie, Banjo Tooie Bridge, where I'd usually do like a first full draft and then Vicky would like comment. We literally did write it together. We would plan it out, split up different bits to write, come back, compare, be like, okay, this is the final version, go away, come back, write it up, compare, and like until we got like the script, and that was like just we hadn't really done it properly like that in a while, like properly ever, like in that kind of way, and that was just really fun.
But I did really like researching it as well, taking turns, finding the information, researching it, all that kind of stuff, because it really kind of like shared out the workload and stuff like that, and it was really interesting. Some of them, of course, like the Mario 64, there's plenty to find on, but some of the more obscure ones, there's a bit more like Bug's Life.
Yeah.
Most of the information you had on that was all to do with the film around the game and the storyline and stuff like that. Finding the specifics about that game was a bit more challenging.
Revisiting it as well and seeing that like it's crazy to think that people that made Bug's Life, that game, went on to make the Lego games.
That's crazy. But you have to start somewhere.
Wow, your best note score for this world is now 1.
Way! Are you going to go all the way back to Bubble Gump Swamp first, or are you just going to go to Freezy? Because you've learned what we need to learn.
That's a good point. We can either go back and... Because it's just Mr. Vile, isn't it?
It's literally just Mr. Vile.
Well, do say if you want to play, because I'm kind of just going to go keep playing.
No, that's cool. I might take over a little bit. That year, last year, was also Ukulele Abridged, the 2 episodes and the deleted scene. Now,
So
we've already pointed out Ukulele a couple of times during this little recording about bits and pieces and whatnot, but
So, shall I go why? Because we were asked to do Ukulele
I
Bridge.
can at least get you there. Where do you want to go?
Well, wait, you can make me a crocodile and get me to Mr. Vile. No, you can. Now we've got the speed thing. You're going the wrong way.
Oh, am I going the right way?
So we'd had requests to ukulele, and actually we very explicitly wrote into the script of Banjo Tooie, no, we're not doing ukulele. It's literally
anyway.
But the thing is, the main reason we didn't is because it was just going to be the same series again, and that was the point I was trying to get across. And I responded to a few people because it's the same setup and the same it'd be the same characters, the same archetypes, the same dynamic.
Oh, dude.
You just said you could get me there. I'm starting to doubt this. I'd press X to doubt, but you've got the controller. So anyway, the concept came for Ukulele Abridged to be an April Fool's video, and it to only be composed of old Banjo Kazooie and Banjo Tooie lines, just remixed into a new script. Basically, as a way of saying, this series was just going to be Banjo Kazooie again, so we've just done Banjo Kazooie again in a different order. However, there was enough original jokes and things that
we could make it more of an original.
Make it more of an actual original production. But there are some jokes that are just ripped wholesale from Banjo Tooie without the context. And the joke is, we're so lazy we couldn't be bothered to think of new jokes. But I feel like a large number of people who watched it didn't get that that's what we were going for. So that was always the reason behind it. Is like it was meant to be almost like a joke about. It was almost Banjo Kazooie abridged. But
yeah,
with
a
the
little
new
bit of
characters.
satire and then a little bit of like making fun of ourselves. But yeah, as Phil said, the main thing is we just didn't want to repeat ourselves. We just didn't want to get to that part. We like completing series. We like going the full log. So we don't want to get to that part where it just feels like a copycat or boring or whatever.
So then it became a bit of a tongue-in-cheek reference by making it on purpose a bit of a copycat. Question in the chat: how did it feel to play the villain? I actually quite liked voicing Capital B, and that's probably why it ended up being a bit more substantive than just copy and pasted old lines. Because Capital B was actually quite fun to play.
More interesting than Mr. Dr. Duck, isn't it?
Dr. Quack. Yeah, and Dr. Quack had like Grunty's voice, and like Capital B had Blobby's voice.
Yeah, but it's still a bit more. It wasn't like a copy of Blobby's character, whereas
No.
Dr. Duck could have been seen as a bit of just a. I don't know.
But yeah, that was the plan, was just to use old lines in new orders. One, I'm kind of glad we didn't do that because that would have been quite difficult to find all the old recordings. As much as kind of the appeal would have been if it sounded quite awkward and disjointed, because that would just be helping prove the point. I'm pleased with how it came out. We did have another idea for Ukulele Original. We didn't end up going through it just because Ukulele took so long to actually finish. Because last year was quite busy for videos. And just the part 2 didn't come out till like September. The first part was April Fool's. But what we were originally going to do is release the entire thing. It wasn't meant to be 2 parts on April Fool's. And then like a few weeks later, the plan was to release it again under the exact same name and all the description. But the difference was going to be that we were just going to swap the characters we played. So Vicky was going to voice all of my characters doing impressions of me, and I was going to voice all her characters doing impressions of her.
And to be fair, we haven't really written that out yet, have we?
Yeah, it was just going to be like this weird, really weird and out there, like, why they uploaded the same video again?
Yeah, why have they done? Where are they going with this sort of thing?
Yeah, we haven't crossed out doing that or doing something similar for future projects. But to be honest, it'd been just quite funny you doing like a deep grunty, I guess, would have been capital B.
I'm guessing so.
I would have to be Dr. Quack.
Not Dr. Quack.
But the whole joke of it would have been that we just played it completely straight. Like, if anyone asked, we're like, no, we've only released one.
Yeah. I just really played up there.
No, you're alright. You're already like 4 on it. And also, you don't have to worry about the shoes running out. They'll remain until the end of the time.
Do they actually?
Yeah. It's not like the Banjo 2 ones where sometimes you have to top it up. Hear my grunty voice. My grunty voice is kind of a Wario Waluigi voice. It just ends up being wang. And that's my plan is almost complete.
Yeah, yours sounds too Dutch.
Yeah, it sounds too much like Wario Waluigi.
No.
And even doing the voice, I feel like I should be twirling my moustache, which isn't what Grunty has.
You feel more evil genius rather than evil witch.
Yeah. Hold on. This is the one where we have to go for the ones just at the top, isn't it? Or is it just red? It's still red, I think. Yep.
They don't want the other ones.
And then the one after this is you have to look at the top and see which one's being highlighted.
It's 3 levels.
Yeah,
I forgot about it.
this is complicated. And also you can outrun him in this one, so sometimes you can win just by going to the ones he's going for first and just eating them first. It's pretty good.
Right, next is GBK 2.0. So that was when the names got changed.
Well, that's just when we came back.
And
I just
it.
called it GBK 2.0 because it had a new home. We'd taken the break. We were working on new stuff. We did the Lego races. We did 2.0. We talked about that. Then it was A Hat in Time.
Now, A Hat in Time. If you haven't heard about A Hat in Time, please check it out. It's so much fun.
It might be one of my. Oh my god, that's nice.
All-time. Oh no, my favourite new game out there that basically feels like a Nintendo / Mario game without being one.
Yeah.
And as I've probably said quite a lot in previous episodes in this, that I really, really like the 2-player element to it. It makes it so much more interesting for me. Because it's basically... Oh, yellow.
Oh my, that was cool.
It was basically like playing as first player, but with an extra person. It was awesome.
Yeah, no, the co-op in that is proper co-op.
Like proper.
It's
how
not.
I feel co-op should be in every single game.
It's not. If you get too far away, you're going to be stopped and wait for player one, because player one is the boss.
Or like Mario Odyssey is probably the worst recent 2-player I've seen, which is literally you're the hat.
Yeah.
You can do basically F all.
It's my little brother's a toddler mode, isn't it?
Yeah. My little brother wants to play, let's humour him. Yellow.
Back in the days of wide controllers, you could just unplug the controller and tell them they're playing.
Oh.
Technology. What has technology done?
Nice. Good job.
No, I don't want to do this. I think all he gives you is like a 1-up.
Or like isn't that a Cheeto page?
Yeah, no, it's Cheeto pages in the next game.
Oh, silly me. Yeah. So I don't know. That is personally my worst 2-player game is Mario Odyssey. My best is probably Hat in Time, and of course Hat in Time I hadn't actually played solo, so my first time playing it all the way through was through our Let's Play. So for some of it, it was really interesting, and of course the one that does stick in my mind quite a lot is the one where I gave you basically all the controllers for the haunted house.
Oh yeah, that's a funny episode.
Stupid haunted house.
If you've not watched the Let's Play, it just moved homes onto Hollow Projectors Arcade, which is the new dedicated Let's Play channel between me, Vicky, and Nick. And it just...
Please check out the haunted house episode for Hat in Time if you don't have time to check them all out. Please check them all out as well because they're all awesome. But that one in particular is very memorable.
Yeah.
But again, it was a good little playthrough. I mean, instead of doing like a little bridge show, we didn't have to think of any characters. We could just enjoy the storyline and talk about our favourite games and really relax and really kind of just lots of fun to do, really.
Yeah, and we're doing more Shovel Knight tomorrow. We recorded the first episode in like August, but obviously the year we've had, obviously it's been just...
Well, the year everyone's had. I hope everyone's staying safe and everything with all this corona business.
Yeah.
It's been a bit of a crazy time really for everyone involved. But we've got big nostalgia, 21 to 30, and the top 10/20 list. We did put a top 20 list at the end of that episode, didn't we? Just to
We
show
did.
what we would put them all in together. Shovel Knight, and then just says question marks.
Well, next year, I think it's probably going to be no surprise that we'll be doing Big Nostalgia Season 3 in the new year.
Oh, definitely.
I mean,
Although
I say in the new year, we'll be planning it and doing pre-production in the new year. It'll probably release around May, June time like it did this year.
But unlike the other two big nostalgias where we've been focusing more on the Nintendo 64, we're finally going to be branching out into different consoles. So it'll be interesting, definitely when it comes to top 30, comparing games from different sort of gameplay. Because when you start comparing games from different consoles, do you take in game control and controller shape and stuff like that into effect, and different we'll still choose quite a nostalgic console, so the gameplay shouldn't be better or worse, it should be generally the same maybe a bit more up to date.
We won't ruin what the new console is that we're covering. That was a weird screen. That was not the right screen.
No, that will be a surprise.
Yeah, we've got. I think I've got a good idea for what I want for the trailer for that to be.
Oh no, he's dead.
Oh, he's dead.
Let's leave.
Being asked how the situation is with the virus. I don't know how Twitch is with talking about code. I know YouTube doesn't like it, and will either take down your videos or put loads of disclaimers over the top. We'll just say we're in lockdown 2. The only reason that we can do this today is that the UK allows what's called a support bubble.
So if someone's living on their own, then someone from a different household can go and support them
and can travel to see them without restriction, which is what
we were able to do.
Which is what we're able to do. So we can still see each other, not as often, because there is still unnecessary travel is still discouraged, which is probably for the best.
And of course, like literally staying in each other's households, not really visiting the area, so things can't be spread and all that kind of stuff. So it's just about staying safe and being sensible, really, and looking after your loved ones and anyone who might be vulnerable or old and stuff like that.
Whereas on Monday was news of a vaccine, so
fingers crossed for that. Eh? But yeah, I hope just everyone's staying safe and making the right decisions when it comes to just everything like that. But due to that, of course, everyone's been having a bit of a tough time with it, and of course videos we've just been doing when we can, what we can when we can.
It has definitely delayed everything. I'd be like
throughout everything, not just videos.
Yeah. The only project that I work on that it hasn't delayed is the podcast I do with Nick. But we had to do an entire season rankings streaming shows because there was no movies and all the games were delayed.
I've got to admit, we're also quite lucky in the fact that quite a lot of the bits and pieces we can do is we both have a mic. So if we're pre-recording or doing anything, recording like a bridge-wise or whatever, we can just record it in our respective homes and send it over, or record at the same time or whatever it might be, and share that way.
We are looking at more potential games that we can do
like across the internet that we don't have to do in-house.
Battle Block we did all online, and that did work.
Hat in Time had to be in-house.
As did Shovel Knight, and those were both already in production. Well, those are both already confirmed as like our next series before we went into this.
Yeah.
And we've done a bit more prep and setup for some stuff in the future if we did end up in another situation where we couldn't see each other in person.
For any reason. Yeah.
I'm gonna go on the sled. Let's go kill Bobby.
Okay. That feels like such a fun thing to do, regardless. You nearly spat that out, didn't you?
I did.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Sorry. It's a bit tough.
So I guess talking about the elephant, because I did mention it a bit earlier, is obviously Abridged of the Wild, which I think we announced over a year ago now.
Yeah, we did. It's just getting the right script for it, isn't it?
We've got a pilot written, and actually you recorded your lines. I've not been 100% happy with it, and when I look back at episodes that I'm not 100% happy with Banjo, I'm like, why didn't I just delay it so I could have a bit more time with it? And it's made even more sense with the fact that we haven't even started the series yet, and I'd rather, when we start it, have a good flow.
Yeah, hit it off with a home run, and then continue on that home run for as long as possible, rather than start off with a meh.
Yeah, I want the first one to be really, really good, which is possibly what's causing it to take so long. And also now we've got to think about the new Hyrule Warriors game, because that's the prequel.
Yeah.
So we never really. I'll say this: it's not going to be as long as even Banjo Kazooie. The plan was only for about 8 episodes.
And if you think about Breath of the Wild as a game, a lot of it is quadruple. A lot of it is free roaming. There's
Yeah.
only a certain amount that is story.
Yeah.
So
And
you have to think of that as in like storyline and stuff, like what you've got to work with.
whilst I won't say that we wouldn't cover any side stuff, it will mostly be the main plot because that's like the interesting bit.
Of course, and you have to think of what is good to make a story out of, what's good to watch, what's good to record.
Because the thing is, if you really wanted to, you could probably make like a 50 episode, almost anime-ish, abridged of the world, where you cover every single character has a full backstory and everything. But I honestly
where
think
you take the characters as well, whether you need certain bits.
yeah, exactly. And also you want to. I'd rather something that was short but memorable.
Good,
There we go. Oh, the crazy flower lady. I know it. Vicky still hasn't played. That's another reason we're putting it off, is so Vicky can
So I haven't actually got a Switch. I know, total boo. But once I have a Switch, my very first game, unless I can buy it with the Switch when I get the Switch, is obviously Breath of the Wild. I'm gonna dedicate like a year of that to my life or whatever and just go to town on it. Phil's very kindly, I've had a little playthrough on his Breath of the Wild, so I know the general gist, but I haven't been able to do any. I haven't been able to do any storyline whatsoever, just because.
Oh, we haven't learned the move. I wonder if that stops the timer. Because you have to bang. Oh no, you just have to go through the circles, don't you?
Because yeah, I didn't want to do any main storyline because there was no point if I didn't have enough time to properly play it and all that kind of stuff. So I've literally got as far as I think.
It really wasn't very far, was it?
No, I think I want to say it was literally, hadn't even got to the Zoras. I literally just got to the Shikas, haven't I? Because I had fun getting lost and getting beaten up by
Oh, you've got to Kakariko Village the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're going to have to, like, I'll probably play the new Hyrule Warriors. There's a demo that I've been meaning to download.
Yeah, they said that a demo was coming out. I mean, the first Hyrule Warriors, I got on the DS, the 3DS.
Yeah, you got the 3DS port, didn't you? I got it on Wii U when it first came out.
And it's enjoyable, it really is, but it does make me feel sick. And the episodes, each level is quite long.
Yeah.
And it's a 3D sort of motion, how quick it moves and stuff like that. It's not an enjoyable game to play. I can play it, and the storyline is okay, but it's not an enjoyable experience long term. I can play it for a short time and then I kind of give up. So, but I suppose it's more just with the character faces and based in the world rather than an actual Zelda game.
Yeah. Although the new one supposedly is more like, it is closer to being Breath of the Wild than it is being the original Hyrule Warriors, which is why I'm interested. Because if it was another
Breath of the Wild,
Hyrule Warriors,
you wouldn't be that interested. And of course, Breath of the Wild 2.
That's the thing. Like, that's another reason we're taking our time over this, is that we may be inadvertently signing up to do a trilogy of like series, which was not what I planned when we announced it.
I mean, we can always do it as a one-off.
That's true.
But then again, if you're going to do a one-off of a series, you want it to be
The full thing, really. If it's
no,
a game.
you want it to be perfect, don't you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If you want to do just the first episode, just do one. You want to feel good about it, and if you're writing it up and it doesn't feel good yet, then there's no point doing it. So you have to put it into consideration.
I see a comment about getting the Wii U version, putting loads of hours in, and then being like, why get the later versions, because I'd have to restart. And I really, really get that. Not so much for Hyrule Warriors, but for Pikmin 3.
Yes, we've had
Because
this
that's...
conversation, haven't we?
I don't think we've not had it on like a video.
No.
We've had it like...
We've basically...
I've probably been like, Vicky, they're re-releasing Pikmin 3, I want to be happy, but I'm not.
And originally I was just like, oh, really? And then he told me what they were doing. It's just like, No, it's not. It's not enough. And the little gift that you can get with it is kind of lame.
You can get a coffee mug, like a travel coffee mug, and like glasses, like lens cleaner, like cloth. It's like who
specifically wants those 2 items? I swear, in whatever board meeting they're in, they literally saw the first 2 things that came to eye, and they were just like, right, put Pikmin 3 on it, we're ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I wouldn't mind a travel mug with Pikmin 3 on it, I'm just saying I wouldn't like it as a gift to go with a...
Yeah, it's not a pre-order bonus, is it?
No, not really.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Leg it!
Run away!
The snow furs!
I think that's the last one as well to kill the snow fuzz.
The snow furs. Oh, you get this here. So yeah, it's one of those, and the thing is, I don't have a Wii U either, so I can never even bought the Breath of the Wild Wii U.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, you borrowed my Wii U for like a year, didn't you?
I did, and I got it. The
you played through Wind Waker.
Wind Waker Wii U version. That is a perfect example of taking an original game and improving it for a newer console. Because everything they did compared to what I've heard of everything that was in the original GameCube version has been improved.
Yes, like the fast sale and everything like that.
And the photographs and
to be honest,
and I really enjoyed it.
Because we've seen too much of the original.
We've seen too much. You're running out.
Oh no.
I land on the rim.
Ah. Damn it, I need to get to the top. I don't think you can do it without flying again, can we? There's more feathers on like the lower levels, so we can just drop down and get some. These aren't feathers, these are nice. But there are feathers.
Your observational skills are like
mind blowing. We didn't even get the Jiggy from the last thing we did. This has happened so many times. I've just got...
Oh, the tree! Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't go in there. I ain't going in there.
I ain't going in there. I'm not going back there.
2 is probably not enough, is it? I think I left quite a few on here.
2 is not enough, I'm not gonna lie. Considering you had 100 before.
Yeah, he's saying about the Pikmin is like the co-op story is nice. That's the one thing.
Oh, we have played that over the years.
Well, we've done the challenge mode, but Pikmin 3 on the Switch has it in the story.
Which would be very interesting for us, as we do like 2-player games, obviously.
That would, to be honest, like that's the thing. That's why it's such. If it was like Pikmin Trilogy HD, it'd been like a day one purchase or something like that, or just a bit more.
Yeah.
I've got 7. That's probably not enough still, is it?
But it's just not enough. It's not enough for what we want.
Yeah, because that would be definitely like a GBK. What feathers? Maybe. I'm not after you.
Oh no!
No, I don't.
Hey, you got a life.
Gold feathers and extra life. These are like great, but I don't need them.
So yeah, it's just not enough, Nintendo. We just wanted a little bit more from you to really... there we go. Whole bunch of them.
And then we'll walk up the scarf again.
Unless you want to go up the tree while you're here. There might be some more
yeah,
on the
there
tree.
probably will be more on the tree actually.
Yeah.
That's a good shout.
Thank you. Things turned off again.
That's alright, we're at the end of the videos. Look back, aren't we?
Yeah.
To be honest, Wind Waker was another contender for like an abridged. I think we've done, we know the Majora's Mask abridged and Ocarina of the Bridge from Adam West Lapdog too much to do it.
We don't like stepping on people's toes, especially on series that we really enjoy.
Have we collected any of the Jiggies?
No, we haven't. Are you going to the tree?
I saw that one and I wanted it.
Oh, weren't you going to the tree?
I'm going now.
Go to the tree. Sorry.
You can tell we're like brother and sister.
You can totally tell we're brother and sister.
Oh, I got Pikmin 3 under the same deal. It was a deal if you get a Wii U during a certain period of Mario Kart, you got like a free Wii U game. I got Pikmin 3 as well.
So people have done that, they just...
And as well, because it's downloaded onto my Wii U, it's not even as if I can trade it in with some of the other ones. Because like the temptation with obviously Mario Kart 8 and some of the other games that have had re-releases is just to trade them all in for the Switch and then buy the Switch versions. Especially Mario Kart, because like there's no cross-play, which is really annoying with the Wii U version.
What do you mean by cross-play?
So Switch players can't play with Wii U players.
Oh, so online and stuff.
Yeah.
That'd be very annoying. Do you think that the Switch brought enough new things to the game console compared to the Wii U?
Yeah.
Like
Or as in what,
parenting?
new games or new concepts?
New concepts.
Yeah.
I mean, the Wii U felt like an extension, of course, of the Wii, whereas the Switch does have...
I think the portability is obviously the big selling point, and that is like not to be understated. I just jumped over that.
How do you even do that?
I've never done that before.
But my big thing is because, of course, I'm still looking into getting a Switch. People have been saying, look, why don't you just get a Switch Lite? My big thing is, if I'm buying a console, I want to be able to play it
On
as
a
a
TV,
console,
yeah.
which is a TV. If I want to buy a handheld, I've got a 3DS. So, in my mind, buying a Wii Lite would just be another handheld. I don't know if that's how other people feel, or you just went past the flight.
No, I'm going to go up the scarf so I don't waste all my feathers getting up there. This is not the way to the scarf though.
No.
No.
You look like a fool,
You dishonour me.
Just your family, friends, a cow.
Cat or what?
Oh, sorry, new shoe for me then. Dishonour your family, dishonor your cow. For some reason he thinks the horse is a cow. It's a whole Disney thing, you need to check it out.
I mean, I've seen Mulan, it's not in a lot of years.
So yeah. But apart from Bridge of the World, and of course Shovel Knight, who knows what our next little thing, our next little project will be. We're always up for suggestions and input and stuff like that, like for this week for the 10-year anniversary. Love hearing your ideas what you think we should play.
Yeah, I think we've got some ideas, but obviously we'll just announce in due time.
And just see how the rest of the year and stuff will go.
Ah, no, Banjo, watch out!
He's behind you! You killed my brother. My name is Egon Montana. You killed my father. Oh no, the quotes are coming out.
To be fair, we've been streaming for 3.5 hours.
I don't think we're going to get to do that.
Me neither. I think we'll...
That was a bit ambitious, I'm not going to lie.
I think we'll finish Freeze Easy Peak and then maybe do this like the next time you come to visit. Probably like February or something, but...
That would definitely, I'll be definitely up for that.
Yeah.
Drop through the hole.
So I believe it's time to be a walrus.
Go and be a walrus. I'm
gonna regret doing this.
You are going to regret doing that. Why? Still won't say anything. You cheeky little mofo.
Skills.
No. Cheeky.
Skills.
No. Cheeky. I'm sorry, guys. But we're having fun with this. A bit like the series, we just kind of go with it.
In our defence, it's midnight.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. This is, yeah, this is when the weird shit comes out.
Welcome to ABK After Dark.
After dark, man.
I can't remember where the last Jinjo is. There's notes in here. There's the Jinjo. And then the other one is in the Walrus Cave.
I was about to say you're missing 2, but you just collected 1.
It's a good thing we're going to stop after this. We're just... This whole idea of doing like 100% is just getting out of the window. We're going to be like 1 jiggy into Mad Monster Mansion and be like, where are we going? I can't remember.
Just walk in the house and walk out again.
Ah! Ghost!
Where's Ghostbusters when you need it? Ah.
Door!
That's... You can't even find the door. Lame. Arr, arr. What? That's not even funny.
It is.
Don't worry, we do our own sound effects as well.
Oh, one of the stories is doing our own sound effects, because sometimes we do. The weirdest one was we needed a slap sound effect. I couldn't find one I liked. So I ran my hand under some cold water and just, because you need that wet sound, and just like hit record on the mic and just slap myself in the face. And one of my housemates was just cooking and I had the door propped open. He was like, "What are you doing?
Are you okay in there?" And you're like, "Don't ruin my recording. I need to do it again." Very red-faced.
I thought you were just saying I was red-faced because I've been slapping myself in the face.
Yeah, but you got found out.
You're the same as me. Take this.
He obviously wants to date me. He's giving you jewelry as soon as he meets you. He's very eager. Hey, you jumped from your thing.
Jump from joy.
To be
Got a
fair,
walrus date.
he's a very cute walrus. I'm just remembering how cute all these little transformations were. Oh, there's all the feathers.
There's the Jinjo. We have to come back as Banjo for.
Because all the walruses have the feathers.
They molt.
What?
The feathers come off the walrus.
I just thought he'd have them in his bed to keep himself warm, but no, apparently a walrus is molten
Feathers. Like they think their dinosaurs are feathered as well. Every creature that's not a human or a dog has feathers.
So, cats?
Yeah. That's why they always land on their feet. They slow their fall by flying.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Sure. Oh dear, we're gonna listen back to this tomorrow. It's just gonna be like...
I think the secret will be we just won't listen back to it. We'll just
That's
upload
true.
it and just be like, this is
to the world.
This is the 10th anniversary stream in full.
Enjoy.
Alright, so I believe we're getting reasonably close. There's 4 more notes somewhere.
We've got the presents. They're probably in the house. Diggling.
That's a good point. They probably are. We've got 2 out of 3 presents, I think.
You got one in the tree, and
Got
you
the
got
one on
in
the
the scarf.
island.
Wasn't there one in the scarf?
Oh, we have all 3 then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
that's...
the presents. It's 2 races with Boggy, and do we have the Jinjos? No,
Well,
we need to go
because-
back with Banjo, and that is everything.
And then there's everything.
And then we'll probably call that a stream.
Wow.
So that will probably be what the next 10-15 minutes.
I've got to admit, I really enjoyed playing this,
Yeah, this has been a fun way to spend a 10-year.
and this was a good little kind of tribute to the 10 years.
Oh, there they are.
Hey guys, he's already waiting. He doesn't care about his children who haven't had Christmas. Oh, you mean the notes? That too.
What do you think I was talking about the last one? Oh, the Jiggies, because we were also missing 4 Jiggies.
Yeah. Can you actually do it as a walrus?
The first one is the walrus, and then the second one is Banjo. You ready? Need for Speed. Arctic Chorus.
Wait, I don't know the song for Need for Speed, but I know.
You were going to sing Highway
to the
Danger Zone.
Danger Zone. Go, 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 go.
Has the cheerleading just stopped?
Go, go, go!
Thank you. Otherwise, how would I know which way? How would I know what to do if you weren't telling me to go?
Go! Why should you just stop, wouldn't you? No, don't do that. Just go. Where are you going? No, go the right way.
It's called a pro gamer move.
Go the right way.
I do what I want.
Maybe you want to win. You want to win to listen.
No, I don't.
You're not the boss of me.
The main thing is just not falling. Well, we have to do this again as Banjo as well.
Oh. I said it too soon. You're doing so well.
Thing is,
I think he's flipping you off.
that is why he's going where? It's like, whoa, fuck you.
And to be fair, you have
And you can like jump up these ones.
and you jump down with the slopes as well.
Yeah.
You're too quick for me.
Yeah, so the whole thing of this is
Oh,
that,
yeah, then you get the race shoes, don't you? And that's why you went there.
yeah.
You get the race shoes.
So I could do this first. I wouldn't have to come back. Otherwise, you have to come back and do this jiggy.
I think I know it's been a lot of work, and of course Rare already did such an amazing job with this, but imagine if every little avatar thing had its own little kind of like, yeah, got a jiggy thing.
Oh,
Like,
little
the
jiggy
walrus
animation.
would have caught it in its mouth, the pumpkin would have like balanced it on the top of his head.
Termite? And
Well, he's got a little, like, all the other ones are quite angry, so he could have just kind of, I don't know.
surfboard.
Oh no! Kind of like stood up on its hind legs and kind of like shook it up and drift. No? Maybe he could have eaten it, and then the walrus
Could have eaten the
just, like,
termite.
could have just high-fived it.
Yeah. We've done everything as a walrus, haven't we? We've got to go get the Jinjo, put the presents back,
And then race Boggy. The last one.
and that's all we. No, we could do the presents on the way out because that is that will be right by the door.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So we'll
But
do.
you've got 100, haven't you? So.
We'll do Jinjo, Boggy, kids. It's a weird list, isn't it?
Kiss, marry, kill, but you know.
ABK version.
Well, one of those options is kids, so that's just wrong.
No. Unless you're saying
Bongos.
you want kids with them. What if you want kids with Boggy? Well, I suppose he already
Boggy's
has kids.
kids? Yeah, well,
That ruins the whole thing.
and he kind of already neglects those ones anyway, so I don't think why you want kids with Boggy.
That's true.
And he's a polar bear, fictional, and a bit of a drunk because he was like lying outside in the cold.
He wasn't drunk, he just ate a metal jiggy. Give him some credit.
Yeah, because everyone does that sober for them. God.
Everyone has a day where they just eat a hard piece of metal and they just lie outside.
Without drinking, I don't think so.
Hoping for a bear to come along on a sled
And not slit his.
Oh, this is derailing fast.
What? No. Oh dear.
Ice key. That was a good bit of foreshadowing.
Yeah, I do like, I think we've talked about ice keys in other episodes, but not in this yet. I do like the ice key element, and I like what they wanted to do with it. It's just a shame that technology couldn't support it.
So ambitious what they're trying to do.
Legendary, but you know what I mean. It was very visionary
Yeah.
for the time, what they really wanted to get out of this. But I they already did so much with the creativity and working out everything and just making it work that they literally did all they could, really, with the limitations of the Nintendo 64.
Oh.
Where are the fast shoes? Do you have to hit the fast shoes first?
I'm thinking that.
Yeah. Chicken out. Big. You should need to work out where they are.
They are usually... They're not difficult to find. Unless you just put them on... auto.
Maybe they turn up.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've done the race, haven't we?
Yeah, they are.
There we go.
I don't need to write the rules, we just did this. I mean, you don't believe me when I say we just did this, because I was a walrus.
But that was just a figure of your imagination, obviously.
And I like the whole little thing behind this, is that he wants to race Banjo, and he's like, Banjo's tubby, I can beat Banjo. I couldn't beat the little walrus, because he's nice and small and light. But I can beat this bear that's being carried around by this bird wearing cranes.
Oh yeah, and the bird is tubby, not the animal that's literally made out of, like, fat.
They are, yeah.
Sounds like I want to eat one, I don't. Oh, I wouldn't eat that, that's quite high in fat.
Go straight on my
Oh,
thighs.
that's no mumbo shaking that
Maybe we missed our chance.
time. To be fair, it's not big. It's more bigger than... No!
Well, that was unfortunate.
It was unfortunate.
No! That was almost
That
amazing.
you nearly brought it back. You will bring it back, because you will do it. I'll get over it. You can do it. Deal with a little bit of rejection.
Try again.
I want to rub it in your face a second time. She got caught by the presents, and right at the end, you'll do it this time.
Otherwise you're having to get up.
I've got to admit, normally, this is the part that I'd say, do you want to just, once we do it, go back and do it. And we're back.
Oh, what? Cut it out?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
I keep remembering, nope, you can't do that.
We're live.
Hi guys.
We can't just snap our fingers and be like, we're in the future now. Or we just disconnect the stream and just suddenly pop back in and you're like, and we're back. It's like an hour later. It's like, okay, why couldn't we just see those attempts? Well, you won't need to. Let's jump over his head. And
Yeah, you did! Woo-hoo!
raise the roof. That was just a door creaking.
Oh. Do you think they based them off of Homer Simpson? I mean, the drinking.
Having the free kids.
Yeah, and the doll.
Oh.
Doll. Very 90s.
Don't you find it weird how in Mario Galaxy, if you fail a race, it just kills you?
I think that's very unfair. Should
kinda
at least
just-
just take one of your lives away or something, but not kill you.
I mean,
That's a bit extreme.
it takes one of your lives away anyway, 'cause it kills you.
No, like,
As in, what, just like, it just shows the screen of like, your life going down, but then you just try again without the animation.
maybe? I suppose it's a bit more obvious in this because it's got the honeycomb pieces in it.
Well, this doesn't kill you, you just like, oh, damn it.
No, but in, for example, the snapping crocodile, but I suppose you could get away with not losing a thing if you move fast enough that it didn't snap you.
Yeah. You can just zip out the door.
And there's a line coming out of the house.
Here he is, he's already asleep. No, don't get up. I'm just giving your kids their Christmas presents, Jesus.
Don't worry, they steal from your wallet and give us a jigging. That was our rent from the Snickers. I like how they get integrated into Chewy though. That's very clever with the...
King Jiggy Wiggy.
I'm talking about Wishy World. Yes.
Oh, right. I thought you were talking about Jiggies, and I was like, yeah, they're pretty integral. Never mind, don't behave.
Oh dear, guys. Oh dear. Boom shakalaka. Oh, and I do like the interest of this one as well, being the advent calendar. I thought that was a nice touch.
The advent calendar's just turned on, hasn't it? Should we get that jiggy? And then we're probably going to end the stream after that.
You've said that about 3 times.
I said we'd end the stream after Freeze Easy Peak, and we're, you know.
Technically, it's still Freeze Easy Peak. Peek, peek, peek.
You alright?
Yes. I just can't say peak.
You did then.
That word I can't say.
That was peak pronunciation.
Oh, boo.
Boo yourself.
No.
The thing about this is, yeah, lining it up, because the hole is not leveled like this hole to get through, and you can just run into the wall if it gets through. Ah!
Oh! How unfair was that?
It was this dude's fault.
Get him.
Yeah, that's what happens.
That's what happens when you get in our way. If you're a bad guy, you get in our way.
Or if you spook us.
Boing. What is that boingo? Oh, show me. You could just tell me.
Can't remember.
Me more, more, more.
Ecom Bokum.
Me more, more, more.
Ecom Bokum.
That's what I said.
It isn't.
Me more, more, more. And then up. Oh, still worked. Still counts.
Lucky there's this flying hole up here for us. I'm guessing this is where Grunty just takes her broom.
Must be, it's her lair. Oh, oh, angle. Oh.
Coming in for a landing. Ah, ah.
Good way to end on a jig. Thank you
Yeah.
ever so much for joining us. It's been absolutely wonderful doing this. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we've enjoyed chatting and
It's been nice to go over the history of things.
like reminiscing and looking back over the last 10 years. It's been a good time.
We'll try and do the rest of this game at some point. We're on 501 notes because of the one note I got in Gobi's Valley. We only record every few months in person, so we'll do it the next time that's on. We'll just let you know via either Twitter, which is @abridgebk, or the YouTube, which is abridgebigknickers. You can also catch our Let's Plays, which the new ones, which is the Hat in Time DLC, start in December. We've also got the old series, which there is the old Gaming Big Knickers channel, which has all the old stuff on it. Or there'll be Shovel Knight in the new year, and Big Nostalgia, and if you're watching this, you've probably seen a lot of our videos. But yeah, thank you very much for your support and for watching this evening, and it's been really fun.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, and just stay safe out there. We really appreciate, we love making these videos, we love spending time together, but it's really nice to know that it's appreciated out in the world as well. So yeah, just stay safe.
Yeah.
And yeah, please check out our next videos.
And
I've been Vicky.
I've been Phil.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.